Hello everyone and welcome to episode 5 of A Viscous Cycle. Thank you for joining us for an evening of Dungeons & Dragons. I'm Sean and I will be your Dungeon Master tonight. We're thrilled to be streaming at twitch.tv/RollTogetherRPG. For those who are new to Dungeons & Dragons, everyone here is playing their own fantasy character in a fantasy universe. The 5 players each have their own unique character, with sheets that tell them who they are, what they can do, how likely they are to not get trapped in a mirror, these kinds of things. Particularly, it will tell them what dice that they can roll. Mostly, they'll be rolling a 20-sided dice, or a d20, to see whether they succeed in what they're trying to do. With a 20 being something fantastically amazing, you know, one of those stories that you tell to your friends and then say, oh, you had to be there. And 1 being the exact same thing, but you were the butt of the joke. And while they play their characters, everything else in this fantasy universe is played by me. The people, monsters, horrific hybrids of various circus animals, you know, these normal things. Between me describing the world and the story, the players describing what they want to do in it, and some dice rolls to keep things unpredictable for all of us, we will tell our story. And talking of dice rolls making things unpredictable, I'm going to continue the trend that I've been doing lately and ask you to roll. Trying to remember which ones we've already used. The mirror was a charisma saving throw, so let's roll charisma. And let me know your orders.
Oh, no, a 2.
18.
15.
Oh, we've broken the tie. Our bond.
No!
Oh!
Well, I had a plus 10, but still managed to roll a 14. So glad to get that one out of the way.
I rolled a 9.
Okay, well, at least there's no ties to resolve this time around. I mean, this might not cut it in an actual game, but Tom, you are the highest with an 18 this time around. So please tell us a little bit about your character, your character's pronouns, your name and your pronouns, and something that was memorable about the last session, please.
Yet another reveal. Tom the entire time.
Every time it gets me.
Every time. There's like the show I was just doing where they were like, oh, we're waiting for the Barker. And every time I'd walk in, I would go, I don't know who this Barker is, but he sounds tall and handsome. And most people played along and someone went, I doubt it. And I was like, oh, I brought that on myself. Hello, my name's Tom, he, him. And I play Giacomo, also he, him, although turns out my name's actually Alan. And turns out I am a trainer of animals. And that was memorable. That was memorable. We had a funeral for the animals, and then we mercy killed an elephant. You know, it's when you started this adventure, you thought, is that where we're going to end up? Gently, quietly stroking an elephant. No. Now I'm trapped in a mirror. So I think I'm out of the campaign. I just live in the mirror realm now. See if I can just pop up in another campaign and go, let me out. We'll see.
You're going to have to do the 15-to-1 thing of sitting back in your chair to the dark until such a time as you can actually take part.
Yeah, just cover it.
It's up to the other 3 to determine whether they want to rescue you or not. But we'll get to that anyway. Scarlett, you were next with a 15.
I am Scarlett. I'm Shive. I'm playing Hera, the spoopy zombie lady who's she, her. Last session, I mean, everyone getting trapped, or 2 people getting trapped in a mirror is quite memorable and slightly horrifying. I am horrified for their safety.
I'm sure it'll be fine. Everything will be fine. Everything's fine. Right on Scarlett's heels with a 14, David.
It's an HR disaster, isn't it? You wouldn't get insurance for this band of adventurous misfits. Yes, hello. I am, as ever, David. Still he, him, and so is Eltrion. Yes, last episode was all about the feels, the unexpected feels. And, as a character that certainly in one arm has not had feels for a long time, it was nice to get back in touch with, how things really are on the inside. Because the feels got real, and the mirrors also real.
Cheers. We'll find out more about the mirrors at some point soon, I'm sure. Moving down my list, we're going under the average now. Josh, the 9.
I'm always under average. Hello there, I'm Josh. I am playing Giacomo. We both go by he, him, and I'm very much enjoying this. I'm just hope that I don't get eaten by any mirror creatures at any point tonight.
Would I? You know what? I should stop asking that.
Yes.
Yes.
And last but not least, our less charismatic, shall we say, cleric, Johnny.
Less charismatic. He tries. I'm Johnny. I go by he, him, and I play Rex, the cleric of peace, half orc, who also goes by he, him. Rex. I'm not sure really how to say about Rex. He's enjoying himself, but in a way that he doesn't really want to show, because obviously it's quite brutal and grim, and it's not the best time. But he's used to working behind a desk and dealing with other less important ailments. So this is exciting, but in a way that is quiet and under the surface. And of course, he's probably going to look at maybe saving some people from a mirror realm before they get eaten. Maybe.
You say he might be having a good time, but in the first episode, he was certainly having a ball.
Because I was a bull. There it is.
Yeah, sound effects to be added in post.
Everyone in chat, just
including the canned laughter, that can be added in post as well.
Right. Before we get into all of that, I've got some admin to do. So this stream will be running for about 3 hours. There will be a roughly 5-10 minute break somewhere near the middle. I cannot tell you exactly when, because we are completely improvising. So, it'll come when it comes. I'll try and get it somewhere on the hour and a half mark, but I can make no promises. So on to our sponsors. We are delighted to be sponsored by HeroForge. HeroForge offers fully customizable tabletop minis with dozens of fantasy species and thousands of parts to choose from. You can see all of the minis that we designed for this stream in the overlay, and they animate when we enter the combat, so look out for that. HeroForge are fantastic, so do check out the Pro membership where you can get premium access to features ahead of time, beta access to things, and all sorts of cool stuff that just makes your life a lot easier. And you can check them out at heroforge.com.
We are delighted to be sponsored by Ultra Pro. They make accessories for D&D, Magic the Gathering, and more. My favourite part of their collection are their figurines of adorable power. Here is their gazer. They also make other things such as deck boxes if you play Magic the Gathering. You can find all of Ultra Pro stuff at ultrapro.com.
Hey friends, check out our new sponsor, Phoenix Dice, for a carefully curated menagerie of click-clack math rocks for your delectation. Check out their entire selection at phoenixdice.com, and just so you know, Phoenix Dice are all about living gloriously in the worlds of tabletop games and sustainably in this one, which means their dice are working to be recycled, their packaging is recycled, the dice are made of sustainable materials. It's all great stuff. You should definitely get involved. You can also join us today in chat with a chance to be in a raffle and win some Phoenix Dice of your own. Just put !dice into chat and you'll be in with a chance to win.
We're delighted to be supported by Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms, a Dungeons & Dragons strategy video game that brings together D&D characters from novels, adventures, and multiple live streams into a single grand adventure. Select your heroes and formation and battle through waves of monsters for free on PC, phone, PlayStation, Xbox, and Nintendo Switch. You can pop exclamation code into chat for a free Electrum chest.
We are also supported by Warriors of Waterdeep. Take your team of warriors on a quest spanning the Forgotten Realms, all on your mobile. Power up your teams with items, work with your guild to defeat hordes of enemies, and test your mettle in the arena. And to make all of that work, you need gems! As we frequently say, the hunt for gems is real. Pop !wow gems into chat for a link to collect free gems and get yourself that nice sword you've been looking at, or revive your heroes against a deadly foe. Download link !Warriors of Waterdeep in chat.
Check out our supporters at D&D Beyond, your guide to digital D&D. Make character sheets online, share them in a campaign, and track all of those tasty little stats in one easy place. You can use the Beyond app to track your characters on the go. You can also use their encounter tracker and archive monsters to run any smooth combat thing. You know what I'm saying. You're a DM. You've done this before. You know D&D Beyond is the place to go. You can also check out our character sheets with an ! characters in Twitch chat below.
Check out our wonderful supporters, Elderwood Academy, who make beautiful bespoke gaming-themed gear, including hex chest dice boxes, spellbook deck boxes disguised as bespoke ancient arcane tomes, and scroll and codex dice tower and rolling tray pairings. Make your own with their online designer at elderwoodacademy.com.
We are Roll Together RPG on all of our socials. There will be links in chat, so please do like, follow, subscribe, swipe right, other things as well. A massive thank you to our D20 Club on Patreon. You can find a link in the chat if you want to join and help make our shows from just £1, $1, probably more than £1, I don't know. The equivalent in yen, 100. Maybe $1 million. And unlock more tiers by joining. Our D20 Club are awesome. They have even set up a fan wiki for us, which is !wiki in the chat, as well as our new fan Discord, Discord in chat. And before I forget, we've also got merchandise, !merch, which you can see. We have got some lovely t-shirts being worn right here. That's the fighter design, isn't it? And it's quite new, so it's quite fresh for us as well. I don't know if everybody's gotten theirs yet. I'm holding out for a hero. No, probably a druid. We'll see. Check out !merch to check out the merch. Our shows are also available as podcasts, so just search Roll Together RPG on your favorite podcasting app. If you search for us and you do not find us, please let us know, because we want complete dominion over every podcast service, and we want to be on your favorite as well. So just let us know. We'll be there next time. Finally, we play with a diverse group of players who play a diverse set of characters with wide-ranging sexual and gender identities. Our tables are trans and GNC positive, and we encourage and champion trans and GNC players and characters in our games. The DM and players may portray characters that are of a different gender as to their own. We aim to avoid the misgendering, but acknowledge that it does happen, and have a company policy in place for correcting people on pronouns. If we miss an instance of misgendering, we are open to being corrected, so please just let us know, and if you think one's been missed, we're happy to hear from you. Check out !safety in chat for all of the many and varied content warnings. I'm going for the record in this stream, I think. And you can also see some of the safety tools that we use through the TTRPG safety toolkit. I tend to forget this one, but that's an okay you might just see, just to make sure that my players are okay. This is a bit of a new one, so I'm trying to make sure I do it. And if any of you, by the way, players, do see someone, flash up your pause card, that's a pause card, something else that we use, or do a little okay for everyone else if you just want to make sure. And that these are things that we do, because the last thing we want is someone to be not enjoying the game. This is we're all here to have fun. I think that's all of the admin, so let us begin episode 5 of A Viscous Cycle. Welcome back. So, last session, we began following the battle with the chimeric lion and chimeric tiger. Giacomo was very distressed to learn that they were probably, of great importance to his previous life. So you decided to hold a funeral and in fact, make sure that the guardsmen knew to treat the bodies with care. These weren't just your average monsters. These were effectively family. And we're setting out to try and catch the monster who would do such a horrible thing. Your only lead was a poster that you found, a duplicate of the original poster you'd found for the circus that had been in town, Carnival Talentnius. Where you now knew was at the Blue Lake Fields. You managed to make your way there into the Blue Lake district, where you found the place deserted. There was not a soul to be seen in the dusk of the setting sun. You headed in a bit further and you discovered 3 bodies who, by rifling through various pockets and such, you managed to determine their names being Rubaiyat, Bo Bevan, and Curtis Rowley. Now, you had a bit of a vision, didn't you? Kind of remembered a little bit about who they were. And then you went to the big top, where you believed there might be some sort of clue as to what could have possibly killed these three people. And thereupon you found an elephant. I'm not going to go into too much detail because, that was a bit of a distressing episode, and I'll be honest with you, I didn't expect to go as dark as we perhaps did, so I hope that I didn't distress anyone, players or audience, or anyone beyond. There's ego for you, believing that I've got reach beyond audience and players. But I digress. You made short work of our elephantine friend, and put them to rest mercifully. While in the big top, Jakarth scaled the central mast to the tent and surveyed the land around you, whereby he spotted just out of the corner of his eye a shadowy figure darting between some of the attractions. You descaled. That's not the right thing. That's what you do to a kettle, not a mast. You climbed down. You headed back down and quickly pursued the person into the Hall of Mirrors. And going through this kaleidoscopic maze, you turned some corners until you encountered a mirror you were not expecting, whereupon 2 of your number went missing. And here is the point where I need to roll a dice. Because...
a nice dice.
Yeah.
Well, how many cakes we're about to get?
Yes.
Delicious mirror cakes.
There used to be a little bumper at the end. It's like, if you've been affected by being transported to a different dimension, there's a number you can call.
Also, the collection's already happened. We can't appear in there.
We're just hanging out with Chrissy. It's great. Just that one moment where she's in the mirror, we're like, hey.
Was there a mirror in that one as well?
Yeah, people got stuck in mirrors in that one.
And
It's
we
a theme.
released a bugbear.
Yeah. Who's heading to Neverwinter. So
With an infinite spider climb spell, I'll cast on him.
Well, who knows? Maybe it's the same mirror. It's probably not the same mirror.
Oh, God.
Right. Rolling. Okay.
I don't know if that's good or bad.
And
I also found a poster and found out my name's Alan, supposedly. Or maybe I've got a twin brother. Now that would be a twist.
That's right. You found the other poster. I was trying to remember how that came across, but my memory is... sorry, what was I saying? Not great.
There's some other names on it. If I ever get out of this mirror, I'll look and go, who are you? What do you do? Do you juggle?
So, at the moment that Jakarth and Giacomo disappeared, the 3 of you who are remaining, who are still on this side of the the mirror maze, as you believe. Anyway, I mean, who's to say in a land full of mirrors, were you really the ones that would say? Anyway, as Giacomo and Jakarth disappeared into the mirror, two people popped out. Suddenly standing in front of you is a rugged-looking human in a kind of cape, and a dragonborn with a lute, a copper dragonborn, who best I can kind of describe would be like a typical Shakespearean Hamlet, kind of with like the puffy sleeves and mostly dressed in black, but with sporadic bits of colour. What would the three of you do? I did get that right, didn't I, as well? It was Jakarth and Giacomo. Yeah. Good. Phew. Sorry, you were all silent. Was that?
No, that's in the world as well. Everyone's just looking at each other, just going.
This is awkwardly staring.
I think that is pretty much what would happen.
Yeah. Jakarth?
Who are you addressing?
The Dragonborn. With the puffy sleeves. Why are you wearing such fancy clothes? I look away for a second and you dress yourself like a noble. Get out of that and put your armor back on, boy. We're at business.
I'm sorry. Who's this Jakarth that you're talking to?
Don't play this game with me again.
I'm not playing a game. Sorry, my name's Bango.
Tell me. Bango? Like a mango with a B?
Look.
Sorry, I'm hard of hearing. Jakarth
Granddad. No.
Normally helps me with this.
This stare.
So it's Bangor, Bangor.
Where did you come from, Mango?
Let's see. That's that's right. I was running from something. It was horrible. I don't exactly know what it was, but it had this huge skull-like face.
Oh, good. Well, we were chasing something, and we don't have skull faces, so it's probably not us. I would say you're safe, but it seems some of our number have just been taken, so I would run if I were you.
Right. Which way's out? It's kind of looking around the mirrors and just, seeing the various repetitions of themselves.
Oh, that's what I look like. God. Oh.
The human's been quite quiet up to this point. Has kind of pulled the hood up over their head. Where are we?
Where are we?
That is a very good question. Where were you last?
I remember being at a carnival. People were all screaming, they were all running. That's right, I came in, and it kind of looks, they look around and see the mirrors. Yeah, I was hiding out in this place because I thought that, maybe this thing wouldn't be able to get in. And then I was just in a room. I mean, much like this, but without anyone else in it. And the Dragonborn pipes up. Oh yes, no, I was in a very similar place actually. That's very strange.
Can one at this point reasonably infer what's happened, or make some sort of have I ever heard of this kind of magic before?
If you're thinking specifically about the magic, I would go Arcana. If you just wanted it to be a general can I work it out kind of thing, investigation.
Either or. I'd say probably Eltrion is more on the lines of people rather than magic. So let's go with investigation and see. No, it was flirting with a 20, and then it rolled over, and it's a 5.
Yeah, you're still not entirely unconvinced that this isn't transformed Giacomo and Jakarth.
I'm going to speak into the mind of the human.
Mm-hmm.
Where are you from? You can speak to me. I'm a friend.
Yeah, I'm from Lylon. Where are you?
Nearby.
The rest of you can see that the human has quietened down, is looking a little bit concerned.
Do you know of Neverwinter?
Yeah, we're in Neverwinter, aren't we?
Oh, you're from the circus.
What?
Do you know Giacomo?
Alan.
Wait.
Do you know
My
Alan?
name's Alan.
Alan! Alan!
I don't know. I don't know an Alan, but isn't Giacomo the name of the ringleader?
Oh, that's new information. Picture my notebook out. Don't move.
Yeah.
So,
The
are you
dragon.
members?
Oh yes, no, I think you're right. I think Giacomo. Giacomo Talent. Yes, that's the ringmaster, isn't it? Oh yeah, ringmaster, not ringleader. That's definitely not the right word.
Do you work for the circus? Or
No, came
you
to watch it.
Right. So you don't know anyone who works there personally. You didn't see, say, any suspicious-looking characters before all of this happened.
They kind of think back, and I don't know. I mean, I don't make a habit of, observing people necessarily. Of everyone just looked like they were either there to enjoy themselves or they were, in the background, making sure things ran smoothly, I suppose.
Speak into their mind very quickly without saying anything, just so that their thoughts are as if they come from them. 3 + 3 is the opposite of black is
6
on.
white. 6 of
Quicker responses. 100 minus 11.
89.
Green and yellow equals.
A slightly different shade.
Are
of
you an
green.
enemy?
No.
We can trust him.
Good. I'm guessing the last one was out to everyone.
Yeah, it's subliminal thinking.
If you say so, Eltrion, I've trusted your judgment this far. But where did you come from? If you were hiding, how can we get into that hiding place? I think Jakarth may have put his tail between his legs accidentally and rolled off somewhere.
Jakarth!
Like Sonic!
Giacomo!
The Dragonborn just kind of turns and, well, I don't know. I came in. I think that's the entrance. So I came in, and then I stood here, and then I looked around, and then suddenly the Dragonborn disappears when they face a particular mirror.
Oh no! Nobody move your eyes! Hera, stare at the floor.
The Dragonborn disappears, and popping out is a different Dragonborn. This time, much larger build, much taller. A black Dragonborn.
Let me guess.
Comes
pineapple?
I'm sorry, what did you call me?
The other one was mango. I guess you're pineapple.
What do you mean the other one?
Who are you? Where do you come from? What did you do with the other one?
I'm Ragnar.
Uh-oh.
Rex, we're wasting time here, buddy. We gotta get our friends. They're getting away. The person we was chasing.
Ragnar, quick, jump back in the mirror. Let's get our friends out. Just
you
keep
kind of
doing
trying
that.
to shove this
Look this
Dragonborn.
way.
Invisible mage hand tapping on the back of the shoulder.
Who's that? They disappear.
I can see this getting quite tedious.
You see me getting confused about who's where.
Hey, other person who isn't part of our group, get back here.
We lost Mango, but who's the human called?
The Dragonborn disappears, and now standing in his place is a male half-orc cleric. Rex, could you give me a history roll?
Oh, yes. I am so focused. That's a natural 20.
Hey.
Nice.
You know this guy.
I know you.
You recognize this guy. His name's Cecil Farlock. So he's a half-orc cleric. He's known for being quite methodical. He's not of the Church of Kalembor. He is an Ogma. Ogma? Priest of Ogma.
Ogmite? Ogman?
Yeah.
Ogmanite?
Ogmalite. And yeah, he's from Neverwinter. You would even, with a natural 20, I would say, you even have an inkling of his political affiliates. He's known for running around with the Sons of Alagonda, the Sons being the faction who dispute Neverember's claim to the throne of Neverwinter. He's quite vocal about his disdain for the steward of Neverwinter.
Cecil, what are you doing in a mirror? With
Rex,
mangoes.
is that you?
Hi, it's me.
What you weren't at the carnival, were you? Or didn't?
Well, I am now, and I've got Hera here with me, and Eltrion, Sir Eltrion, you know, the Gold Hand.
All right. So, hello, here and Eltrion. Yeah, I know you.
Everyone, this is Cecil.
Hello, Cecil.
Hi, Cecil. We're just waiting for Hera's twin sister to pop out the mirror. We'll have a full picnic party.
That'd be nice.
It was.
Do I have one?
I'm sure we'll find out the way this is going.
No.
I wasn't aware that Hera had a twin sister.
Nor am I. Maybe.
Great.
Maybe I have 5. Who knows?
Right. Well, just because we're not at home to Mr. Subterfuge, you're not Jakarth in disguise, are you?
No, not me. The human rogue, by the way, at this point is just staring on in disbelief and kind of just gets up. I'm done. I'm out. Turns and runs, and as you see them run, kind of on their way out, bump into a broad figure. But we'll come back to who that is in a second. Giacomo and Jakarth, you look around you and
Dragon Ball teleporting everywhere.
you can't see anyone else. You are in what appears to be a chamber full of mist. There are weird, kind of like light when it reflects off of a shiny surface. It's almost as if the sky is made of glass. You can't discern any walls because of the mist, but you appear to be alone in this strange astral chamber.
We see each other or nothing at all?
You cannot see each other. You're alone in this chamber.
So I'm dead again. Oh well.
Sort of strange. Why am I talking to myself? Hello?
I'm my only friend. I'll always talk to myself because I'm the only one I know will listen. Oh well.
Hello?
There is no answer. You do get the feeling, though, that time is passing somehow.
I don't feel myself getting too old, do I?
Give me an insight check on yourself.
I must insight myself.
It's important to check yourself, everyone.
That is a 12.
12. You don't think you're getting older. Check your hand. The scales seem to be the same.
I'll just pull my hair around. I have some grey in my hair anyway, but I'll just see if it's getting greyer.
About the same mix of grey and your natural colour as you would expect to be there.
I don't know then. You say there's no discernible walls.
You can't tell. There's too much kind of mist.
I don't know what to do here. This is the sort of thing I would need Rex for, or Hera. That sky looks a bit like glass. Pulls an arrow out and just fires up.
Okay. Roll me an attack on the ceiling.
Attacking ceiling.
7,000 D4.
That was a natural 1 for a 14.
Roll one. You fire directly up, and then you're just kind of watching it as it flies up and then starts to descend, and you go, whoa, shit. And you just manage to dodge out of the way as it goes.
I should be used to doing that by now, but I always get mesmerized by the arrow. Why am I still talking to myself? Rex, Hera, Eltrion, anyone? Giacomo.
87 bottles of beer on the wall, 87 bottles of beer. You take one down, you pass it around, 86 bottles of beer on the wall. Hello, if there's like a psycho pomp or anything who wants to, take me on to the next place, I'd appreciate it. What's my life purpose? To put the elephant to peace? This is incredibly boring. Ugh.
Give me a religion check.
Hello, God. That is a 15.
You kind of think back and you're like, you know what? If I died, that would be shit because nothing happened to me.
Mm.
You can't remember anything. So unless you died, in a slightly less adventurous way, such as a heart attack or blood clot or something, this would be a bit naff. So you start to kind of talk to yourself around to the thought that probably not dead.
Giacomo has an understanding of narrative causality, and he was like, it would just be very boring if I just fell over. I might have hit my head. That does take a lot of people out. All right. Well, no one's actually coming to get me. I will walk that way. Just pointing in front of myself and start walking.
Okay. And we will return to the adventures of Giacomo and Jakarth in the mirror.
In episode 6. Been a pleasure, everyone. See you next time.
The three outside the mirror. The figure that the human, the hooded human figure bumps into kind of just kind of appears around a corner, being a hall of mirrors, it's difficult to judge where the edges are. The person who has appeared is a turtle who appears to be wearing plate armor. Despite obviously, turtles not really needing a great amount of extra protection, this one appears to have embellished their shell with further plating to protect their shell above other things as well. The turtle kind of sees you all and toddles over. Oh, hello, you all right? How'd you get out? Sorry, I'm Padilla.
You mean out of the mirror?
No, just out of this hall of mirrors.
Oh, well, we're having a little trouble ourselves. Where did you just come out of a door as well? You're not a dragonborn.
No. She pops her head into her shell, pops it out again, and then I'm a turtle. I don't know. It's hard to explain. I was in this big cloudy room, and I don't know how long I was in there. It felt like weeks. Maybe it wasn't. I don't know. But then suddenly I was out here.
Okay. Nobody ever look at the mirrors again. I'm just saying. Don't. Nope.
I don't suppose smashing them would be a good idea.
I mean, I couldn't do it from in there, but I mean, you could give it a try. Rex, you have a ridiculously high passive, don't you?
I do. 23. 24, sorry. It's gone up.
24. Oh. Out of the corner of your eye, you're kind of looking askew at the mirror that people keep facing. And you can see weird reflections in this mirror. Kind of flashes almost of things that aren't in this immediate room. You can see the two dragonborns that you've met, the slightly kind of Hamlet-looking copper dragonborn and the larger black dragonborn. You can see what appears to be probably a human, a female human wizard. Someone anyway who's wearing the hat and the carrying a staff, which, you know, wizards tend to be fairly obvious when you identify them. There's a tiefling person. There's a dwarf. A couple of people that look like they might be gnomes or halflings. And you also see Giacomo. And you also see Giacomo.
Don't be alarmed, but I found them and a whole host of other creatures.
It's about 12 in total.
There's approximately 11. Wait, no, 13. Scrap that. 12.
Where?
Don't look, but look with the corner of your eye, as if you're just looking at your peripherals. Right at that mirror right there. Really? Yeah, look. And I just point towards one of the smudges.
Small mirrors, Sean.
Sorry?
Are there any small mirrors such as could be picked up by a mage hand?
They're all kind of 4 foot tall. So it's like 5 pounds you can lift, isn't it? Once it go up. You could probably shunt one. Were you hoping to kind of shunt one so that you could look?
That's the plan, yeah. So I'm not looking directly, but able to look sort of vicarious. Yeah. Okay.
I will say that. Could you both roll me perception rolls for looking at the mirror for slightly askew? Eltron, you can roll with advantage because you're kind of, going to use your mage hand to help yourself.
Yeah. Or
I have advantage on perception checks as well. Just forever because. Oh, natural 20! 29!
Yeah, get them out of the way now before the combat.
Yeah, that's 2 17s.
2 17s. Yeah, you see exactly as described a few dwarven people, a few dragonborns that you've just met, the gnomes, the halflings, humans, etc. And you see Jakarth, and you see Giacomo, who appears to be walking on the spot. Jakarth, who appears to be firing an arrow and then dodging out of the way.
Oh, he's playing chicken again. What an idiot. He's going to shoot himself in the face again.
What happens if I try and send my mage hand through?
Through the mirror? The surface appears to be solid, just like a normal mirror.
I will be honest with you, Drax, here. This level of Arcana is kind of outside of my comfort zone. I don't have that many plans beyond smashing it, but I'm more than willing to hear alternatives.
Before you go clubbing things that you don't understand, which is perfectly reasonable thing to do, and it is definitely our plan B, maybe look for some kind of command word that may be inscribed upon the frames of the mirrors, or some instructions, or maybe a sign that says, don't look in the mirror, or, there might be something that may assist us without breaking and risking their lives.
Oh, hold on. Let me have a look. Hold on. Without looking, give me a second. I'm going to cast Detect Magic. I get to do that for free.
Okay.
That's how it goes.
So you cast Detect Magic, and lo and behold, this is a magic mirror. You can kind of, again, just with your peripherals, you find that if you stand to the side, so you're not looking directly at the mirror, you feel less at risk as you kind of just look at it askew. And it glows with transmutation magic, I believe it would be. I would say you get a feeling that it's the sort of item that you'd need to be attuned to. So there probably is a safe word, a word to kind of switch it off, release people. But you probably need to be the owner of the mirror.
The verdict there, Hera.
Well, somebody definitely owns it. That's all I can really tell you. There's probably safe words, but unless we find the owner, we won't know.
Any bolt holes? It's good work, by the way, Hera. Well done to you. Rex, anywhere anyone might be hiding, your eyesight's better than mine. While I ask that, I want to just look in and see, out of Giacomo and Giacomo, are either of them looking distressed? Or in a bad way?
Giacomo or Giacomo, are you looking distressed?
I mean, you can't see the bottom half of my face, but I think I think Giacomo looks annoyed. Yeah. He's still not quite sure if this is like eternity, but just sort of, yeah. No, I don't think distressed. I think annoyed. Yeah.
Okay. I will keep in my back pocket the capacity to communicate with either or both of them then. In case it's needed. Although I'm more inclined, although I hold them both in esteem, but Giacomo is, Eltrin considers him my man. So.
Well, he's employed.
Exactly so.
Shall we go over the facts then? What we know? One Dragonborn appeared and another one left, right? Or one left and then one appeared. And it seems to be one for one, like a trade-off. Or is there some kind of door that... Padella, my dear, Tortle.
Yeah?
It was Padella, right?
Padilla, yeah.
Padilla, my apologies. Do you remember anything about how you left? Did you see a flash of a human rogue, perhaps?
I don't remember seeing anything. I was in this place, and then I wasn't, and I was alone, but I could hear voices, and I kind of tried to go towards the voices, but then it was just another room full of mirrors. But then I heard voices again, and I came along, and I saw you. She kind of turns and sees Eltrion, and then, even though she's a turtle, her face kind of almost seems to flush, and she just kind of clams up.
He's so handsome.
And then she looks back at Rex and Rex. See, even I can't talk. Rex and Hera, and it's like, yeah, that's all I remember.
Well done.
Oh,
Good job.
Quite amazing. Quite incredible. You remember so much. Are you okay? Your demeanor's just suddenly changed. Are you feeling uncomfortable by something? Perhaps your shadow's a bit off.
She takes a big kind of gulp, and you can see her turtle kind of neck doing that thing. Yeah. No, it's good. I'm good. She looks over at Eltrion again and just is almost blatantly staring until Eltrion looks back over at her and then
just glances over. Is like, grand soul. Still looking at this mirror.
Eltrion, I think you have an admirer. Come and get information. Use your wily charms. 1 second, Padella.
Hi. So I understand that you're being kind enough to help us with our inquiries. Can I press you for any information that you might have withstanding? Oh, sorry, is my arm getting in your eye there? I'll stop flashing you. Just put my glove on. Hi.
She doesn't seem to be communicating at all. She's almost completely clammed up at this point. And you can even see her head almost seems to be retracting into a shell a bit.
In her mind, she will just hear, "You can trust her. I am the ghost of the mirrors. You can trust him, help him. He's a friend." I'm not quite sure why my inner voice sounds like hedonism bot, but there we are.
You just hear girlish giggling in your head.
Are you entirely, here? Are you present?
She's kind of... Her eyes have drifted up, almost out of focus, and she kind of snaps back and says again directly to Rex, "Sorry, I don't remember anything else."
Just while we're having a wonderful conversation, I'd just like to bring you up to speed. We are in the middle of a carnival currently, and there may or may not be more beasties outside that like to bite and attack things. So keep yourself close. I wouldn't wander off if I were you. You look capable of withstanding a house falling on you with that armor, but I would recommend staying nearby, just in case you are ambushed at all. It's not safe. Okay, Padella?
She's staring at Eltron again.
No.
In Rex's mind, you just hear, are they being genuine?
An insight check.
Odd. I have a 19 passive insight now. Insight. No. That's a 20, not natural.
20. You don't get any ill intent off of this person. She seems to just be shy. She seems to have taken a shine to Eltrion, and
Eltrion, I think she thinks you're fit.
There's a mental shrug.
Although I've never had this myself, but I have read it in several books.
Yeah, very fine looking fellow yourself, Rex. Don't
lie to
you
me.
worry about it. Well, it takes all sorts to put a square peg into a square hole or whatever. We're all different. Thank you very much for your kind assistance. This is to the total. And then just press the digitate to sort of clean on them up if there's any marks of the ordeal and so on. And just a little sparks out of the fingers just to sort of send them off with a smile. And you have a very good day now. You look after yourself, okay? You got somewhere safe to go. Lovely jubbly. And then just let the sparks dissipate with a sort of a whisper on the breeze of Eltrion.
I wish I had it. I'd make a little love heart.
She kind of giggles to herself a bit, and Cecil's still there. Kind of there's a well, I think I remember how to get out. So let's go this way, and we'll protect each other if there's any more of those beasties.
Well, we can't quite leave just yet. You see, Eltrion's man and our friend, dear friend, are currently trapped inside a mirror.
Right.
They're both friends, just to be clear.
Oh, yes.
Eltrion's servant and Giacomo, who we love with all our passion. Giacomo's got the water skins, and that's bad, because we all want to have a drink of water.
Well, let's be honest. The greatest tragedy is going to be if Eltrion's trousers aren't pressed.
No, I was trying to beef Eltrion up to say that he's got his own person to make him more powerful. Anyway, that's beside the point. The previous Mango and person who said that they was being chased by a large skull of some kind, and if that was inside the mirror, if we do break it and release everybody, perhaps we'll be facing off against that. You think of that for a piece of pie, huh?
You know that, sir. Think of that for a piece of pie.
We must get them out at all costs, but if there is something inside with them, then, well, I'm ready for a fight. These old bones need stretching.
They seem safe enough at the moment. I mean, I can make contact, but based on what other people have said, there's not a lot going on in these rooms where people find themselves stored. Here, you were saying we need to find the owner of the mirror.
It's definitely owned by somebody.
Well, would it be the person who owns this part of the carnival? I mean, I assume this Hall of Mirrors is attached to the carnival. We know,
Maybe it was
Your guess is as
Giacomo's.
good as mine.
but do we know, like, is there anything here that gives us away, or looking at the former mirror folk, do you know who's in charge? Do you know what? Okay, hang on. Is the Hall of Mirrors clearly part of the carnival, Sean, or is that a reasonable assumption to make?
I would say it's a reasonable assumption to make that the Hall of Mirrors would be part of the carnival.
Yeah.
But you
Oh,
could,
there's a wizard.
you probably also think, well, what's the benefit of having a mirror in the Hall of Mirrors that traps some of your clients every so often?
Ransomware.
There is a man in the mirror with a wizard hat on. Perhaps we could get him out somehow.
Maybe they said they were panicking and running, right? So maybe they just made the mirror into a door to just protect, like, out of necessity. Might not have been here before.
It could be part of the magic trick. Hey, watch your friend disappear. And then they say the magic word, which is... I was just testing, just trying. You never know.
Stop trying to poof inside the mirror.
I was just trying to hear if anyone's hiding in here, if they might accidentally say the magic word out loud.
Because that would happen.
Ultron, do you have any way of communicating into a mirror?
Most probably, yes. Who do you want me to communicate with?
As much as I am terrified about Giacomo being on his own for a long period of time, Giacomo, the person said maybe the ringleader. And ringleader may know who the owner was if he can rack his brains and hopefully remember more. His memory has come along very far, and it may, in the silence of that place, may give him some time to focus and think, if you're able to.
I'll see what I can do.
Or the wizard.
Power. I will hold you if you need it.
Please. I'm going to
Unless you want to, Padella.
concentrate. Just sort of slowly, good lord, slowly go down onto one knee, thinking. And
he's going to propose.
What we're going to try and do is cast Sending.
Sending. Do you have to be on the same plane?
You can cast it onto other planes, but there is a 5% chance that it doesn't work.
Okay. Could you roll me then a d20 on a 5%? That would be a 1. It will fail.
Okay.
Maths.
Math.
Probability.
7.
7. Yes, you focus on the mirror. You kind of look at the askew image of Giacomo walking. Giacomo, you've been walking what feels like hours, but you haven't reached any kind of edge. You can just still see the light glinting from this mysterious place that you can't tell. And then you get a 24-word message. Go.
25.
It's 25.
Don't rob my words.
You get one word which is like, hello.
One is always a full stop.
Yeah.
Got to finish him off.
Eltreon here. We'll get you out. Who was in charge of the circus? And the mirrors. 4 more words. We need to know.
I'll let you do a history roll first if you want.
You will be unaware of the limitations of this spell, possibly. So
that's a 6.
6 on history.
Yeah.
Your memory hasn't come back yet. You can't remember.
Dear boss. I'm dead? Question mark. Still have amnesia. Am in cloudy land. Forget about me. Get the people who hurt my family. Revenge, please.
He says he remembers how the mirror works and you have to smash it.
Well, then go ahead and punch it.
If
Can
no
you
one's
make a
stepping up,
deception?
You are never getting your water skins back. Your only water skins are gone.
I'll let you do deception. I mean, you know.
I have 19 passive insight, so I'm like,
yeah. This is basically because
That's
Giacomo
fine, yeah.
to me sounds like he's, giving up hope.
he needs a friend right now.
Yeah.
He
And
needs a
I'm like,
cuddle puddle.
I don't want to abandon anyone to the void.
I've needed a cuddle puddle since episode 1.
You started in one, just not
That's
alive,
true.
people.
What was your deception roll?
30.
30. Yeah, definitely need to break this mirror.
It's gonna be. I fully believe you.
If you don't step up to break it, Padilla probably will.
Don't look inside.
Padilla reaches into a nook in her shell and pulls out a rather hefty-looking mace, and with her eyes closed, swings at the mirror and hits the one next to it. For I rolled a 3. Sorry.
Okay.
Did I get it?
Okay.
No.
Oh, all right. Swings again.
Oh, all right.
Slightly embarrassed that she failed in front of her crush. Oh, that's better. Hits the mirror and I think that might do it. Yeah. The mirror shatters into several shards, which all smash to the floor. And as a shard hits the floor and smashes further, someone pops out of it. So as you watch on, you see that a dwarf in a greenish cloak pops out. You see the human wizard that you'd previously seen come out next. Dwarf, gnome, halfling, dragonborn, half elf, Giacomo, then Jakarth, followed by a shadowy figure in a hood. And as everyone's kind of standing up and looking dazed, the figure in the hood looks around and starts to dart off out of the hall.
Nope!
I spin round sort of like capoeira style, and then with my bow I will trip them up with pie all over my face because I decided I had an urge to eat some pie, so I started eating pie while I was in there, and I'm just going to smack him in the leg and try to trip him up.
Wait. What type of pie is it?
Apple pie.
Excellent.
The slipperiest of pies.
Oh no, I'm covered in pie!
I'm going to say make an attack roll, but it'll be kind of like, yeah, it's dexterity-based attack.
Take him down, Jakarth!
I just like Jakarth brought pie with him. He's like, it's going to be a long day.
Did you bring it up for everyone?
I went into the shadow realm and came back with pie.
Can I do it with the longbow?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Use your normal attack roll with the bow. It's obviously more of a physical one.
Oh my
Natural
God.
20, 33.
Oh, beautiful.
33. Yeah, not only do you kind of sweep the leg, you also make them do a somersault as you kind of bring them up and round, and they land on their back. As they land, their hood kind of falls back. Giacomo, please roll a history check.
Nice.
That's a 7. This is a really good hug.
Yeah, you don't recognize this person.
Wow.
You kind of you held your breath as the face was revealed, and they, however, see you and basically start screaming. You're supposed to be dead.
Hold him down, Jakarth!
They're trying to scramble.
Jump on as well.
Yeah, I sit on them.
Yeah. Yes, you sit on the chest of this person. There are people kind of picking themselves up now and seeing the spectacle, but also slightly remembering where they were, and they're all kind of exiting. Jakarth, you recognize this person as the shadowy individual that you had seen when you were at the top of the big top.
This is the one that I saw when I was looking outside of the big top, the one that we've been tracking here. And then my left hand, the claws begin to extend, and I'll just sort of hold them over their face, like near the throat. Explain yourself now.
Cast Detect Thoughts.
Do it.
Okay.
Into your head.
But first they just say, he just says, I don't know what you're talking about. Remind me what Detect Thoughts
Sure.
is.
For the benefit of anyone who's maybe not entirely au fait with this spell, I will summarize the description. So concentration up to 1 minute. For the duration, you can read the thoughts of certain creatures. When you cast the spell, and as your action on each turn until the spell ends, you can focus your mind on any one creature you can see within 30 feet of you. Blah, blah, blah. It definitely works. You initially learn the surface thoughts of the creature, what's most on its mind at the moment. As an action, you can either shift your attention to another creature's thoughts or attempt to probe deeper into the creature's mind. If you probe deeper, it must make a wisdom saving throw. If it fails, you gain insight into its reasoning, if any, its emotional state, and something that looms large in its mind, such as something it worries over, loves, or hates. If it succeeds, the spell ends. Either way, the target knows you're probing into its mind, and unless you shift your attention to another creature's thoughts, it can use its action on its turn to make an intelligence check contested by your intelligence check. If it succeeds, the spell ends. Questions verbally directed to the target creature naturally shape the course of its thoughts. So this spell is particularly effective as part of an interrogation. And there's stuff about you can also use it to detect thinking creatures you can't see, which I didn't know. That's kind of useful to know.
So, surface thoughts at this point. He has seen Giacomo, recognizes something about Giacomo. And the surface thought at the moment is just this kind of fear. But that's as much as you're getting at the moment. And they already said, you're supposed to be dead.
Just looking around at the others and Giacomo in particular, just say, I think you should ask him some questions.
I think you're probably very wise. What's your name?
I don't have to tell you.
Yes, you do. I'm lying on top of you and his claws got your neck, boy. Don't make me drag you back to the temple and get you whipped for insubordination.
Roll me an intimidation check, please.
Oh, no. This always goes so badly for me.
I might be giving advantage because I'm just staring at him.
I will say with advantage, yeah.
I was going to say I'm going to push the claws closer to the neck and try and give the advantage.
That's a 19.
19. All right. My name's Ned.
Very good, Ned. Good start. Now, why is Giacomo supposed to be dead? Did you kill him?
They don't say anything.
I'll know if you're lying.
But you have a ridiculous insight.
I do.
They are worried.
Why are you afraid, Ned?
I think on that question is a good opportunity to push deeper.
Intelligence save, yeah?
Really good call.
Yeah. Yeah. First, though, take a bout of mind slither. It's a plan.
This person doesn't look super tough.
In which case, then, I'm going to use Mage Hand to forgive the visceral description, but quite literally just squeeze where their attention will be most focused, and everyone can imagine where that might be for, let's just say, an area of some discomfort. Mainly for the effect rather than to actually inflict any kind of damage.
Not the fingers.
Not the nose.
Yeah, offset against my int, which is 15.
So I rolled a 5. The question was asked, did you kill...
Ooh, what are you most afraid of?
Oh, what are you most afraid of?
What are you afraid of, Ned?
And you probe deeper into Ned's thoughts, and you get a vision. You see a kind of first-person view. You can see Ned's hand as if it were your own hand, holding a knife, one of the knives that Giacomo wields. And you watch it as it gets plunged into a cloak-wearing individual with the top hat down by a dock. The individual is being held, you can observe through these thoughts, by two individuals that you recognize. In fact, you saw bits of them outside the big top, and a third who appears to be doing something that you can't quite see with another knife in front of Giacomo. Or Alan, as you now know him to be called.
Ask him who else was there and why he did it.
I'm not entirely sure the context, but you know what he's talking about, Ned.
I'm just slightly concerned that if I tell Giacomo what I've just learned, that this guy might die before we have a chance to...
You pick up, Giacomo has just been staring unblinkingly at this guy. I think, that's a good estimation.
Harry here has herbs that she can put into your mouth that will cause you to vomit up the truth. Isn't that right, my dear Hera?
Or just vomit.
Why don't you come and sit
or.
next to him, just in case we're in need of your services? Really closely.
What are you going to do if I tell you the truth, though?
Well, it depends what truth you have to give. But nothing, I just want to know it. I personally will do nothing but protect my allies.
Just hand me over to the guards, yeah?
No promises. What I can guarantee you is if you don't tell us the truth, we'll know. If you try and resist telling us the truth, we'll know. And whatever might happen if you do tell us the truth, if you don't, it'll be 100 times worse. I can promise you that.
I reach up, pull down the mask. Hello, Ned.
Oh, God.
Ned kind of flinches.
Look at me, Ned. Why?
Look.
What did I do to you?
You got me surrounded. Will you at least let me tell me story on my knees? And if you're going to kill me, then you can kill me. Just give me a bit of dignity, yeah?
As much dignity as you gave me.
You're still probing his mind, and you get flashes. The big feeling that you kind of get is jealousy. You are kind of taken away from the banks at the side of the River Never. You get a scene from the carnival. The carnival when it was in full swing. You can see Giacomo, or Alan as he was at the time, who appears to be taking care of some of the animals, throwing feed out for the zebras, that sort of thing. And you see another person, a woman, appears to be probably an acrobat or a tightrope walker, judging by her costume. She's stood next to a person who is dressed much like Giacomo is now. The cloak looks a lot tidier, a lot less tatty than the one that Giacomo wears, and there's no patches, but they do wear a top hat, and they appear to be older than the woman. And the feeling when Ned remembers this woman turns to lust.
I know I can't see that, but...
Yeah, I'm like, how much do I want to reveal? Giacomo, do you remember a woman, acrobat, and this, I'm saying this at Ned as well, so that Ned is very much aware that we know what's shaken down. And someone who used to dress a lot like you. Seems like old Neddy boy here had a bit of a thing going on.
I will let you have the history roll with advantage because you're being given some visual cues.
That is a 15.
15. With a 15, patches of your memory are starting to come back to you. The mention of a woman, particularly dressed in kind of acrobatic, like carnival costume, brings back a memory. You remember, you feel like you were in love. You remember a name, Boo, B-U-E. And you have a feeling that she was someone important in the carnival. And you think on it, and you think you haven't quite yet remembered the name of the owner of Talentius, but you remember that you were in love with his daughter. In fact, you were in line to basically be his successor.
I think, again, those of you who have good insight are watching Giacomo's eyes go through all the emotions.
Harry's going to stand beside and just reassure. See what's happening. Just
glancing sideways, that gets a look of approval and gratitude towards Hera.
The entire time this has been happening, while Jakarth has been sitting on this man's chest, sort of with his legs either side of him, he's had his clawed hand against his throat, and the other hand has just been behind him doing these weird motions. And for anybody who's watching, you can see these vines are beginning to grow up around this figure. And I'm just going to lean in and go, do you feel that on the back of your head? Tell us everything now, otherwise I will make vines pop out through your mouth, through your eyes, and through your ears, and you will become one with this earth. Tell us everything.
He didn't deserve it, all right? No, he deserved to be dead. He didn't deserve the circus. You just come in, you just walked in. We've been here much longer. Just because you happen to catch the eye of the owner's daughter, you jump up the hierarchy. It's not fair. It's against the code.
What did you do to her, Ned?
I didn't do nothing to her.
Where is she?
Yeah. Rex. And actually, Eltrion, it's every kind of turn they get to try and push back, yeah? I say long enough's passed. He's going to try and resist. But only gets an 8, so no.
Versus a 14.
Rex kind of reads this in the features. You can tell that he is being truthful when he says he didn't do anything. But again, he's silent when you ask where she is. You get in, Eltron gets in Ned's mind a vision of a large fortress, castle, something like that. Somewhere with lots of cells and cages. And you see someone dressed in, a woman dressed in tightrope finery, standing in the shadows, looking tearfully over one shoulder as Ned is led out by someone, one arm across his shoulders, someone with a kind of jet black hair pulled back into a long ponytail. She appears to be a half elf, quite pale skin, what our American viewers would describe as a shit-eating grin, kind that Jack Nicholson is famous for. Very smarmy, very the sort of smile that someone will give when they're going to take you for everything that you're worth. And you get a name, Jen.
Basically saying this out loud to the group as it's coming to me. It's like, say, fortress, castle. There's a woman there, and just describing it as Sean just has.
How are you doing that? Stop it.
No.
Don't resist. It'll be a lot more painful, and I don't want to see you in pain.
Do. Ned, again, I don't really remember you, but just because Bo loves me, none of this is deserved. You killed a member of this carnival. That is the most important law. We protect each other as a family. You have broken every sacred law. I will... Give me one reason why I should not let these vines just crush your skull.
Give me persuasion, I think. Persuasion or intimidation, I don't mind.
I'm actually quite good at persuasion, so let's see how that works. Oh, my goodness, that's a nat 20, so that's a 30.
30.
Give me the plot.
Ned absolutely deflates. Feel, and Eltrion, you can feel these feelings that you'd been getting previously, this kind of intense jealousy, envy, and lust over the woman that Ned couldn't have, suddenly turn into this intense self-loathing, and everyone else you just see as Ned utterly just gives up. Look, don't ask me to say I'm sorry, because I don't really like to. I can't say I'm sorry for what I did, but I do know it's wrong. Can't really say anything for myself.
Did you do it on your own accord? This was your choice, your action?
Yeah. The other three, I don't know if you've seen them. They didn't.
They're dead.
Shit.
Yes.
Well, they was going along with me.
What happened here in the carnival? Your animals were mutated and twisted, and your elephant was not faceless, but was faceless. Tell us what happened.
Look, she said that she didn't say nothing about the animals. If I'd known it was going to be the animals, I wouldn't have done anything about that, but the people's are fuckheads, you know?
Get to the point, come on. Jakarth isn't a patient man.
It's this woman, Jen. She comes to us, she's looking to buy a circus. Now, we knew that Telenius would never sell.
My eyes sort of expanded out. I'm like, right. Pieces falling into place.
I'm taking notes, don't worry.
So we kind of made a deal on the side, you know, she was looking to acquire, you know, but we understood that it was going to involve certain people, you know, being persuaded and meeting a fate if they couldn't be persuaded, you know, and I was allowed to take out some of my mates that I didn't want to get involved with it. So, you know, we took Ruby and Bo and Curtis. And we also took Alan, because I don't know what fate they had in mind for everyone else, but it's going to be too good for you, mate. So we thought, well, you know what? If you're so greedy to jump into Telenius's boots, we took some of his clothes with us. Took the tatty ones. We thought we wouldn't miss them. I was fucking pissed, so apparently that coat's worth something proper. Thought it was just some raggy old coat. He's patched it all up, you know that it looks like shit. But anyway, we took you to the riverbank, plunged a knife into your back. That wasn't.
And then what? Has Jen contacted you? I turn and just look at Giacomo to make sure.
The agreement was that they would
partially destroyed. Yeah.
The agreement was that we would take some time out, you know, let them do what they needed to do. But we come back, place is deserted. There's people around, seemed like they were, don't know, picking the bones clean. We thought, right, well, there's no point in sticking around. Let's gather up what we can sell, make ourselves a new lives. Neverwinter's a place for that, you know? But then the last thing I remember is this horrible, horrible noise. And then looking around and seeing this creature. I just ran. I ran and I hid. I didn't know what happened to the other three. I left them behind. I thought that we'd all catch up. I came back here and thought I might find them. Maybe they were hiding somewhere else. But then you lot found me. Rest is history. Found myself in here. Found myself in there. Points at the broken mirror.
Do you know where this gen is located?
No. Jen's a ghost, a phantom, you know? Comes in, acquires something, sells it off to the highest bidder. In this case, some dude needed a circus. What was it? Trust 'em. Trust 'em and Tony. That's where we'll take our break. So, dropped some truths there. We will be taking our 5 or 10 minute break, but of course, it would be remiss of me not to set you an anagram, and the anagram that we just squeaked in, Trustam and Tony, that is TRUSTAMANTONI. I'm not going to give you a hint because I think if you follow the clues last time, you probably get it pretty smartish. If our players manage to get it, then they will have an inspiration die to roll a D8. But we will find out whether they manage it after the break.
I've spent my life studying the enigma of dragonkind. What drives them, where to find them, the power they command. I've watched them build and topple whole societies. And I've seen the truth behind their treacherous words. They can be cold and callous. Some are outright savage, while others are more calculated in their ruinous pursuits. No matter their motivations, whatever fuels their primal rage, it is my responsibility to protect the citizens of Faerun from these dragons. Tell me, Dragon Slayer, will you join us?
We are delighted to be sponsored by HeroForge. HeroForge offers fully customizable tabletop minis with dozens of fantasy species and thousands of parts to choose from. You can see all of the minis that we designed for this stream in the overlay, and they animate when we enter the combat, so look out for that. HeroForge are fantastic, so do check out the Pro membership where you can get premium access to features ahead of time, beta access to things, and all sorts of cool stuff that just makes your life a lot easier. And you can check them out at heroforge.com.
We are delighted to be sponsored by Ultra Pro. They make accessories for D&D, Magic the Gathering, and more. My favourite part of the collection are their figurines of adorable power. Here is their gazer. They also make other things such as deck boxes if you play Magic the Gathering. You can find all of Ultra Pro stuff at ultrapro.com.
Hey friends, check out our new sponsor, Phoenix Dice, for a carefully curated menagerie of click-clack math rocks for your delectation. Check out their entire selection at phoenixdice.com, and just so you know, Phoenix Dice are all about living gloriously in the worlds of tabletop games and sustainably in this one, which means their dice are working to be recycled, their packaging is recycled, the dice are made of sustainable materials. It's all great stuff. You should definitely get involved. You can also join us today in chat with a chance to be in a raffle and win some Phoenix Dice of your own. Just put !dice into chat and you'll be in with a chance to win.
We're delighted to be supported by Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms, a Dungeons & Dragons strategy video game that brings together D&D characters from novels, adventures, and multiple live streams into a single grand adventure. Select your heroes and formation and battle through waves of monsters for free on PC, phone, PlayStation, Xbox, and Nintendo Switch. You can pop exclamation code into chat for a free Electrum chest.
We are also supported by Warriors of Waterdeep. Take your team of warriors on a quest spanning the Forgotten Realms, all on your mobile. Power up your teams with items, work with your guild to defeat hordes of enemies, and test your mettle in the arena. And to make all of that work, you need gems. As we frequently say, the hunt for gems is real. Pop !wow gems into chat for a link to collect free gems and get yourself that nice sword you've been looking at, or revive your heroes against a deadly foe. Download link Warriors of Waterdeep in chat.
Check out our supporters at D&D Beyond, your guide to digital D&D. Make character sheets online, share them in a campaign, and track all of those tasty little stats in one easy place. You can use the Beyond app to track your characters on the go. You can also use their encounter tracker and archive monsters to run any smooth combat thing. You know what I'm saying? You're a DM, you've done this before. You know D&D Beyond is the place to go. You can also check out our character sheets with an ! characters in Twitch chat below.
Check out our wonderful supporters Elderwood Academy, who make beautiful bespoke gaming-themed gear, including hex chest dice boxes, spellbook deck boxes disguised as bespoke ancient arcane tomes, and scroll and codex dice tower and rolling tray pairings. Make your own with their online designer at elderwoodacademy.com.
Welcome back. So, quite a lot of lore drop then. Sorry, should have done that as Scylla. A lot of lore drop.
And jaw drop.
So, first things first. Who solved the anagram? Trustam Antoni. Trustamantoni.
I did. I think.
Yeah. If no one else wants to jump in, then I will go with Johnny. Johnny, what's the scores?
Transmutation.
Transmutation is the right
As in
answer.
the school of magic that the mirrors were.
I'm not giving a hint was, if you had seen the episodes where we found Jurok Antoni and Ivid Antoni, Jurok's husband, who Jurok is tracking down, you would know that they were divination and conjuration magic, not necessarily in that order. So, your jumping logic was, what other school of magic can you make? Trustamanto. Before we kick off, Josh, could you just roll me a history roll?
Oh no. That is a 10.
10. You just get a little thought in the back of your head. Just you hear the first name Trustam, and you're like, that's the name of the wizard that fixed my arm.
Ooh. Okay.
And
maybe come back in. I will. Yep.
This is just a room of people making various facial expressions.
Yeah.
And Hera's just sort of like nodding along, going, "Yeah."
Do you need reassurance? Do you need reassurance? A head pat? What?
Yeah, you're just sort of like gently stroking me like a mechanic.
I need more arms.
Put a stick in your mouth so you can sort of pet.
You mentioned the word cat and the Tortle Paladin that you hadn't met, but the others had. Just goes, where?
No.
Everybody, this is Padilla.
Hello.
You're right.
Were you also in the mirror realm?
Yeah, for a bit.
It was weird, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Good talk. Turns back,
Still
fury in
kind
the
of
eyes again.
side-eyeing Altreon a little bit.
Yeah. Side-eye her, and I'm like, strange.
Also just flicks some hair out of his eye, but it just turns into one of those.
Slow motion.
Yeah.
Padilla's jaw just kind of slowly just...
Now, Ned. We've had several facts and eye-opening revelations from you. Jen is your ghost, your phantom. She was trying to purchase the circus for Trustam Antoni, I believe. Yes, I'm not wrong, am I?
Yeah. It's much as I know.
Well, that's...
What does this Trustam person look like?
Didn't really get a good look at him, to be honest. I mean, he was far away. Like, I only met him briefly. He was just sat at the top of this little... He built himself this weird throne. But he's just sat at the top. I don't know. Older guy. Bald, grey hair. Little spectacles. Fairly neat beard, I suppose. Couldn't tell you much else.
Eltron, would you just keep an eye on him and ask him anything else you need to? Well, I'll take Giacomo to the side if you don't mind. Giacomo, my old friend.
And
you don't notice. Yeah, come.
I was just going to quickly say, Eltron, that description roughly matches the description that you would know of.
That was going to be the follow-up question.
Rex and Giacomo, what was your aside?
You realise that Giacomo has the knives in his hand now, almost unthinking, and it's starting to spin them. Just what? Yeah, shapes them. What?
That's okay. You can hold them in your hands if that makes you feel more in control.
I mean, it makes me feel. Yeah, maybe it's a good idea if I don't have them in my hands. You know.
Shall we just walk it to the side a second so you don't have direct line of sight of that which is making you angry. Fierce.
Give me a perception roll, Giacomo.
Vengeful?
I'm trying to work out the emotions that are going through your little undead brain right now. Are you also attracted like the turtle? Is that what's happening? Perception, that's a 12.
Tell the church.
Yeah, Rex manages to kind of take you to a corner. Like there's mirrors everywhere, so it's hard to not see people, but Rex manages to kind of find a little bit of a nook where you're not directly looking at Ned.
Has everyone else from the mirrors just been hanging around watching this?
No, a few people ran off because they remembered being chased by something not too distant past. Padilla has stuck around, as have the Dragonborn with the loot is still stuck around, and one of the dwarves, but everyone else is kind of headed off. Oh, and Cecil stuck around.
Good, reliable Cecil.
Now, Giacomo, let me just start off with saying how proud I am of you. I have seen many a reborn, as they are called, such as yourself and Hera, come through, and many do not retain or even garner any emotion at all. So the fact you are able to feel rage and I imagine hurt and upset right now is astonishing. For yourself, you must have a depth of emotion to you that has bypassed life and death and remained with you here. So I'm proud that you are still able to cling to that humanity that you so clearly were very full of.
There might be a comfort, though, in being a blank slate, though. Just being able to start again, not to... I mean, so just touches the side of his mouth unthinkingly, just... But I understand where you're coming from, Rex, and I thank you.
A blank slate would indeed be quite a remarkable thing, and many people, I'm sure, would pay a lot of gold in order to achieve such a thing, but you are in a position now in this moment to decide many things very, very quickly. You are regaining some of your older self. From my perceptions and my viewings of you, I think you have a lot of instinct which has carried over, and a lot of instinct is ruled by your emotion. Your ability to sympathize and be compassionate towards the animals was not something that everyone has. That was from your previous life. And by the sounds of it, maybe not all of that life is gone completely. Does that make sense to you?
I have just regained a past, and I fear it's already gone. I think they're dead. I think they're all dead, all turned into stuff. Weird, horrible abominations. And I also worry that I have returned. Why? If it was to protect the circus that I loved, it's gone. It's nothing. The animals are gone. She's both probably dead.
I'm not going to lie to you. I have respect for you, and I will give you the honesty that yes, it is a chance that she may be dead, but you do not know that information entirely for sure. And I think it is wise if you don't decide to wipe the slate clean, but instead bore down into that person that you are remembering and you are feeling, and try and recover him for the chance that there might be something remaining left. And that will start here with this man who has done you the greatest of wrongs by taking your life and your livelihood and all that you cherished away. It is very easy for you now to say, he has finished, he has given us all he can. He is not in my flock, so I cannot give him under our judgment, but as the highest commanding circus man here, at least second in line from so I heard, he would fall into your jurisdiction. And therefore I ask you, when you think about what you wish for this man, think about the man you were and the man you are going to be with your choice. And think about it carefully, because that is what is going to carry with you. This right here is a choice that is going to define who you become as a reborn.
I think, again, like fragments of memories of kind of like when people were being cruel to Alan or cruel to the animals, and him having to sort of understand and better and softness and sort of like just little fragments, and then sort of no, it's a chance to be a better man, isn't it? No good.
A chance to recover something. Your compassion and your goodness is still there. I see it so strongly, Giacomo. Alan.
No,
I prefer Giacomo.
Oh, no. You can call me Giacomo.
Giacomo.
Let's see if I'm worthy of the title. Let's see if I'm worthy of being that man. And let this be the first step. And again, images. She's smiling, she's laughing, she's, we're holding hands, we're having, and I'm just like, yeah, all right. When gaining revenge, dig 2 graves. That's
right. It's very profound.
Thank you.
It's going to be added to my notes. You're growing so incredibly. And remember, there are other options. Maybe Eltron may be able to assist with the people he knows in getting this man justice, getting this man into a place.
Rongor, right. I trust the boss, I think.
Eltron is a very trustworthy individual. He has proven that. And I think trusting...
Again, side glance, the multiple times Eltron has pretended to be my inner conscience. But I'm like, yes, we can.
We can.
We can trust Golden Arm, yes.
This man's place is not with the church, and therefore I cannot help with the justice that he would need to serve. And maybe the guards may not be able to, but perhaps through all of us we can come up with a solution that doesn't involve your hand being the one to dictate his fate. And that I think is a step.
Well, if I am making attempts to be a better man, I also know that there are free bodies, free mortal remains who have done me wrong, but were at the time part of the family. I think we will need to dispose of them correctly and with...
I bless them to make sure they cannot rise, but a proper burial would be...
A proper burial, the respect that they failed to give me. Right. Let's go deal with Ned.
You are remarkable, Giacomo. And
I hope, Rex, that I will be worthy for living up to your expectations.
You live up to them and soar far beyond. I am simply witnessing something glorious, and that is yourself.
Again, an image of her flying through the air, landing. Yeah, flying. Let's go.
Cool.
Yep.
While Rex had taken Giacomo to the side, what are the other 3 of you doing?
They snap his neck and go, well, that's his problem.
Garth's very close to that. I've got my thumb right up against this bit here, and there's a small amount of blood beginning to pour down. Eltron has said that you've seen a fortress where Giacomo's lady friend is being held, where this Trustum is. Where is this place located? Do not lie to me.
What was the DC for your spell, Eltron? Just quickly.
Well, the initial DC was it's a DC 18, but it's a contested now. But I reckon it's probably been over a minute, mate. Honestly, I'd say it's fair. It's fair that it's dropped.
Okay. he was still trying to kind of push you out of his head. He couldn't really recognize that you were there, but rolled quite well. So I thought I'd just double check. Could you roll me another intimidation check? Like, he's kind of divulged quite a bit at this point.
That's a 6.
6. Look, I haven't got anything else to say. Either you're going to kill me or you're going to hand me over to the guards. You wanted a story? Told you everything that I could.
You with me now? Eltrion, what do you think?
Eltrion's just holding his head, the exertions kind of. Yeah, I think we can believe him, Jakarth, and just concentrates on speaking into Ned's mind. This is Antony. I understand you've been captured. I hope you haven't revealed anything about the location of the fortress.
Roll me a deception.
Clever.
And are you doing another mind probe, or is this just a message?
This is just speaking telepathically, but deceptively.
Well, you rolled a 26 and I rolled a 4. So he does think back, responds, how do you even know me?
You are known to my associates. I'm sending people to rescue you, but I need to make sure your mind has not been broken. Tell me everything you remember about the location of the fortress, so I know it's truly you to whom I am speaking.
I didn't know where we were going. I wasn't driving. It was Jen that was in control of the carriage. I don't know. Northeast.
If they've broken your mind, there really is no need to rescue you.
No.
Are you sure you don't remember anything else? Where to find Jen, for instance?
As you're watching him, you see him kind of his eyes darting to and fro. His head movement's almost kind of pushing him against Jakarth's claws. Towers, I remember towers. Lots of in between all the houses, there were more towers than usual. Is that what you need?
Very good. I will be rescuing you soon, but I need you to lead them into a trap. So please give them all the information you can, and we will set something up for them. Have no fear. You will be rescued. Your work is very valuable.
He looks up at you and, hang on. Tries to kind of turn his head to Jakarth. Look, I know I've done you wrong. I know I've done wrong, but Antony's coming. You can't let him get me. I don't know what he's been doing, but it's not right. I mean, we saw the elephant. The gods only know what he's been doing to the rest of them. He can't get me, mate. He's coming.
You did that to the animal.
I think so. I mean, he was the last owner of it. Look, kill me, give me to the guards, just don't let him get me.
I want to ask you one more time. Where's the fortress?
He sighs and kind of just... Look, I don't know an exact location. Jen was the one who drove, you know? I remember Wizard's Towers, like tall buildings, but like almost one on every street. Some just out in the middle of fields. I don't know the city well.
He's telling the
you
truth.
do.
Just saying that to Jakarth and Hera. He's telling the truth, I think.
And we're
Anyone?
located within Neverwinter.
Does that description ring any bells?
Could anyone the three of you who are there, please roll me a survival check.
Yeah. Well,
I suspect I know who might.
Someone
do
will be
best
better at this than me. Yeah.
You say that.
8.
8.
Yeah. That's a 4. That's a I buy street food that I've seen fall on the floor level of survival.
I don't come to Neverwinter that often. That's a 9.
Okay, so still the best
my
of the bunch.
girlfriend's dead.
The best you can do with a 9 would be. That sounds like the Tower District. So Tower District is the northeastern quarter of the city. It was well known for there being quite a large population of wizards, or more numerous than kind of in most areas. You know, you got a lot of academies, you got a lot of loners, and yeah, their towers were just kind of spaced out, hence it being named the Tower District. But you can't remember any fortresses in that area.
Got a direction at least. Anyone?
What do we do with this scumbag?
It's not ours to destroy.
I do have to side with our associate. Not my decision to make.
I think, we've brought back at this point.
About this time.
I'll grip him round the neck, like my claw bully grip him round the neck, and I'll stand up off of him, pull him up into the air.
Can you just give me a strength check?
No, I don't want to.
Yes, but I don't. No, thank you. I'm being very polite about this, but no.
No.
Why is it not rolling?
I mean, you've more or less broken his spirit. It's just.
Oh, clicking the wrong button, that's why. That's a 6.
You kind of managed to get him to his knees, but any higher, you'll need help.
Although we are within the city, I hold no station therein. I recognize we are currently on circus grounds, and it is my opinion that, as the previous second in command, this decision should be Giacomo's, and I will stand by him with whatever decision he makes. And I'll go and help pick up Ned, so he's standing.
The knife comes out. Open your mouth. Open your mouth, Ned.
He knows what's coming, but he opens his mouth.
I put it inside his mouth, look him directly in the eyes, and goes, "And this is why she would never love you." And take it out, put it away. Go get the guards.
If you're kind of determining to hand him over to the guards, Cecil and Padilla will offer to kind of bind Ned, and we'll kind of do that part of the transaction. We'll take him to the guards.
One last question for you, Ned. What type of creatures, if any, were at this fortress when you went inside? Were they fiends, fae, dragons, anything like that there?
It's mostly just the circus creatures, mate. You might have had some other stuff in there.
Yes, we know where we're going to find out.
Indeed. And I walk away from him.
I'm still making like eye contact with him. That sort of weird history that we have had. That just
Alan.
Ned.
There was bad blood between us. But you're all right. Carnival Code should have come first.
Just... Yes. I hope you get everything that you deserve, Ned. I'll see you on the road.
That's not a particularly comforting thought for Ned Deuce. Padilla and Cecil start to lead Ned off. They go to the left, and then shortly afterwards they come back to the right because they've gone back into the room that Padilla had emerged from, and they managed to find their way out of the Hall of Mirrors, and you may do so as well.
Eltron, whilst we're navigating out of this lovely place, is there any way your associates may be able to assist in ensuring that this Ned receives the justice he so aptly deserves?
I can certainly make sure that a word is put in the right ear.
The man who is most aptly placed to ensure that happens. That would be very much appreciated.
There's nothing needs to be doing, but maybe slightly grease the wheels of the administration and bureaucracy, but I can't see him getting away with it, to be honest with you, Rexy.
No, but what's important is Giacomo found peace with what his decision, and
at least we know that he wasn't involved in what happened to the animals. I mean, yes, he's a murderer, but we have to believe there is some spark of good in him, you know.
Not everyone is fully evil, deep down.
Most people aren't fully good as well, in my experience.
No.
Well, we all have our bad habits. And mine is crystal meth. No.
And scene. That explains so much. It's just like, I just enjoy smoking meth. That's... I'm actually 22. What meth does to a man.
He is actually very young, but I agree, we all have our dark sides.
I am in my 20s, so to speak. Yes, I am fairly young.
Oh, good Lord.
Yes.
And this is coming from a dead man.
Let him believe it. Just let him believe it. It's fine.
Quite a tumultuous road, but yes, I'm still a young nipper. Now, we have a heading northeast, and we have potentially some kind of tower that we need to engage with. And potentially a couple of our foes, of our targets, are going to be inside. With maybe some more beasties. Is that our next course? Is everybody up and able and chipper?
I mean, boss, I don't want to speak for you, but you look exhausted.
Thank you, Giacomo. I'm certainly feeling the ravages of today's adventures. I don't know, Kira, if you happen to have anything, God forbid, poultice-like, or a potion that won't kill me, but might help
without
the
bad. Worms in.
Ideally
I have
so.
many pockets, but perhaps a rest. And I can administer. Not the one that makes you vomit.
That would be much appreciated because, your skills exceed my own in that area. Plus, Father Chuckles, we don't want to be facing Antonies of whatever stripe at their strongest and our weakest.
Well, you are the man to know, as you have faced them previously. I'm sure twice successful is right in the cards for you.
Oh, yes, I'm becoming quite the Antony expert.
Seems there's more than one of them.
So it would seem,
Jacob. We're going to the Tower District, but we don't know an exact location. Eltron, are you able to, those images that you said you've seen in Ned's head, are you able to share them with another individual?
Let me try and sketch them out for you. You got a pen and parchment?
I literally write all day.
I wasn't thinking of myself. I was thinking if we go back and see Tolipandro and see if the bee people could locate it from the sky, we'd have a better idea of where it is we actually need to go.
That's sort of thinking there, my friend. I certainly think we should cast the net as wide as we can. Because I'm drawing a blank.
Would that be the plan? We go and spend a few hours with the bee people, or do we want to? No, we don't want to bring them here. That's not safe for them.
We don't need to get that close to them. From what they explained to us, their psychic link or whatever it is they have is can go some distance, and with the power that Eltrion holds as well, we won't need to go straight back into the bees district.
This is your call, Sean. Can you send images through a sending stone? I mean, strictly speaking, no, but it's up to you.
We're back to emojis.
Yeah, smiley face.
I mean,
I do not know this.
The bees don't speak common, so we have been communicating with them in their own language. So maybe, is it dancing? Is it like actual bees that we're doing a little dance and we're like, flowers over that way?
Looks like a tower. And there's loads more.
I mean, you would know that all you need to do is be within range of one of their drones, workers, and then you'd be in touch with the whole network. So you don't necessarily have to go all the way to the hive. You just maybe need to access an area that is touched by the plague.
Find a drone.
I do have quite a good idea, actually. It might kill. Maybe not kill is the right word, but may use two birds with one stone. If we are to go and destroy or put down this Antoni fellow, and also, destroy is the most apt adjective, yes. If we are instrumental in bringing them down, as Eltrion knows, there is a level of fame and prestige that comes with that. I am correct in assuming that, Eltrion, yes?
I'd hope so, yes. I'm expecting to be granted some autonomy should this venture prove successful.
Well, if our aim is to bring the bees into society, then why not see if they can help or at least take credit for some of what we're about to do? And that way, they have prestige. They have shown commitment to making the city safe, and that way we complete two of our tasks with one mission.
That's a good point, actually, because if we're trying to tell people that the bees do want to help, if they were helping cure the plague,
or at least credited. Exactly, yes. And they can help if they can't reach. We can. I seek no fame for myself. I'm more than happy to give all of that over to the bees, the names of which escaped my decrepit brain.
Some row
of the credit.
That was in character. I have all the names written down. That was in character.
Mango.
I'm not one to be flashy either, Father, says Eltrion, whilst his golden arm shines like a beacon.
Well, we need a trusted face, Eltrion, and you are a face that is trusted and well-liked, apparently. And having you combined with the bees, orchestrating this mission to rescue and make safe the city once again, I think your recognition would unfortunately be the most prestigious and most valuable to this endeavor. If you were all obviously in agreement, of course. We don't have to. We can do anything we want. It's just simply an idea.
I think it's a good idea.
Well done, Rex.
Well done.
Well, I wouldn't go too far. Let's see if it works first. Well
done.
It's a solid wheeze, as one might say. I think you give me too much credit, Father, but apart from that, I'm with you all the way. Let's try and find them, see if we can get them on side, helping us out, and then if nobody objects, I probably will need to take a few hours after that.
I mean, this is all mine now. I assume there are caravans, there are sleeping quarters that will probably be relatively secure. We could, well, actually, no, it's the opposite direction. Or we could sleep here, or we could go back and sleep. We probably don't want to go sleeping in the decrepit houses anymore. You probably appreciate having a proper bed for once. But
we had very comfortable cupboards.
I'm sure they do.
I will just interject and say, those of you who live in Neverwinter or have a bit more knowledge of it, you would know that at the moment you're in the Blue Lake district, which is northeast. So you just want to kind of go. Blue Lake is northwest. I can't do compass points. You're heading to the east. If you were to try and get to the chasm or to the Shrine of Kalemvor, you would have to basically go back west a bit to cross the Dolphin Bridge. So you'd kind of be going back on yourselves, and you can see that the sun has set. It is getting dark.
Okay, I'll put it this way. Do we know what areas have been quarantined at least? Like, if we head that way, are we going to walk into an area that might have the infected, that might have the bees, or do we need to go back?
I mean, we could contact the bees to come and see us after the sunset, and if somebody happens to see one around the circus, they might just think it's part of the whole act. I don't know.
Not a bad idea at all.
I think that's not a bad idea.
Do you have that power, Eltron? I know your brain is a bit fried.
Well, they gave us the old stone.
Of course they did. Yes, you use the stone and rest, and whoever is keeping watch at the time will keep an eye out for our friends and wake. Then most likely you, unfortunately, Eltron, as you are seeming to be our communicator, our diplomat.
Happy to wear the robe that the fates are tiring me in, Rexy, old boy.
Get some sleep, boss. You're exhausted. We can all talk. We can all talk.
You can see that Eltron is looking pretty much dead on his feet.
Yeah.
Would you like me to carry you?
In a papoose.
Much obliged.
Let's find a caravan.
Find one of the caravans to stay in.
You can find they're kind of tucked away, sort of behind the big top. It seems like there's an intended kind of front entrance and a couple of smaller side entrances. So behind the big top is kind of where a lot of the behind the scenes stuff is, and where the caravans belonging to the performers are. And as you look around, you do find some that have very simple kind of locks on them. So, the carnival folk are quite trusting, and they're a little community, so that they know they would look after each other's places. So they didn't necessarily need locks as such, but they did have a way of locking it from the inside. So yes, you would have some fairly safe places to sleep should you want them. But obviously, if you want to set up some watches, you can do that as well.
I don't really need to sleep. So you others find yourself a cot. I shall watch over you.
Rex is already asleep.
Doesn't take much.
I'm still walking. I'm down.
Still holding Eltron.
Yeah, I was sleeping on Rex. There's like one thing through the stone, just like send someone to find us when it's darkest, a bit of a direction as to where to get to, and then just passed out.
I do my normal duty of like putting them down, putting Rex down, and making sure he's comfortable. And there we go.
Oh, tickles.
No, I know. Lifts up his feet. That get sleepy time.
Have some hot milk. Don't ask where it came from.
No, he's lactose intolerant. Don't give him.
That's why you can't eat the cheese.
Oh, cheese.
For breakfast. Have that for breakfast.
We're looking at Eltron's already got like a lump in his mouth. He's like, how? He's sleep eating.
Summon cheese spell. Make sure everyone's comfortable. And then perches.
Go to sleep, Garth. I have it.
I'll stay awake for a little bit with you, but then I'll go to sleep. I'm not quite ready.
Very well.
And I'm going to start preparing poultices and grinding up in my hands for tomorrow morning to help Ultron when he gets up.
Oh.
Give me a medicine roll just while you're doing that.
Can I help you with that at all? Was there any grinding or anything I could do? Have you got a pedestal and
Pestle and mortar.
Yeah, I could do that.
Yes, that would be very helpful if you helped me, yes.
I mean, we do have a pedestal. That's where the poodles do
Yes.
Roll it with advantage.
I always find this quite therapeutic when I help you do this. I'll start grinding some stuff up.
I got a 9.
9 is your
Oh, it's the vomit leaf.
You are kind of, it's not so much that you're doing a bad job, it's just that you are kind of looking for particular ingredients and you're just not finding what you want. You do spy that, this is a field, so that there are kind of some areas that have like shrubs and bushes, some weeds. You see a patch of dandelions.
Oh. Guys, I need some more. Hold on a minute.
I could just grow them for you if you want.
Well, that'd be awfully helpful. But I like dandelions, okay? Go, grow some of those. The weeds. Those weeds, I need those.
I'll flick my hand around and a little bit of shimmer of green forms on my scales, and I'll use Druidcraft to form the ingredients that Hera needs to make the poultices. Yes, I can only do it in small quantities, but I can keep doing it for as long as you need.
Don't keep up all night. Don't need too much.
I'm afraid to go to sleep, if I'm honest. I don't know what I'll see. The name Trustum is a name I've not heard for very many years, and it's brought back memories that I'd rather forget.
Oh. Do you need something to help you sleep?
Something that will stop me from dreaming would be good.
I might know. Do I know that? Would I know that? To completely knock him out, like, goosh.
Specifically, stop me from dreaming, but not kill me.
Go for survival. Go for a survival roll.
I can vomit.
Is it dandelions? Because we got a lot of dandelions.
11. I'm rolling
11.
rubbish.
So you're doing better than average. You've got a couple of homemade recipes that they're kind of a bit more placebo-y than they are actually doing something, but you know they won't kill him, and that's a start.
Yes, I do have something very good for that. It's helped Rex a few times. It's very good.
I mean, I wouldn't say no.
I'm sorry you have nightmares. I'll do my best.
Thank you, Hera.
You're welcome.
I always thought we got on all right, but
I'm a grumpy dead woman, all right?
yes, this is true.
I've also just met another reborn who has his full backstory awaken in front of him after days of death, and here I am months after mine. Do I remember a thing new?
Technically, it's only been a day.
A day! A full day!
Giacomo's just sat on the roof of a caravan because he doesn't sleep, but it's just like looking at the stars. It's just like, technically, it's a day.
Look at him. He even has love. Look at him.
Where is it you were reborn?
I woke up in a cart full of other corpses. My memory is not very good. I obviously had been dead longer than a day.
Audible shrug from the roof.
Even back then.
How long ago was it? I can't quite remember when I first met you.
A while. I don't know myself. It's a strange sensation waking up after dying.
And being dead for longer than a day, of course.
Mushes the brain a little. And the body.
Shows off her throat, which is a lot more rotted and sunken.
So as you can see, not as pretty as that one.
I know a little bit of what it's like to have deformities on your body.
Yes, of course you do. How insensitive of me. Talking about my own pain.
I didn't mean it in that way, Hera. I'm just trying to sympathize with you.
You're alive. You don't need to.
It's debatable, but okay.
Please rest. Rex will need you to keep him alive.
I mean, he seems to be doing a pretty good job of that himself. I don't know what he's been taking, but the last time he was a whimpering idiot, if I do say so myself. But this time he seems to be gung ho. It's like he's got some sort of a death wish.
Yes, that worries me. But that's why I need you to get in the way of it.
I certainly will try. Have you noticed that there's a lot of cats around lately? I wonder if it's some sort of a sign.
They can smell the animal food. Wildcats just turn up and want to eat. We used to feed them, and well, maybe. And it's like just sort of seeing me turning over. It's like maybe I'm just gonna get a group of cats, performing cats. Who knows?
Cat circus could be fun.
Cat circus.
Where you get the fleece from?
Yeah.
Slightly smaller than the cats you had before.
Wow. Maybe that's the thing. Maybe I need to start off small. Start with some cats and some rabbits, and I could build my way back up to giraffes. It's nice to have ambition, ain't it?
Let's get the people back for your circus first.
An ambition.
Hey, Hera, can you do any tricks? You want to be part of my circus?
I can make people vomit. How's that?
That might. So, and again, it's sort of like my head sort of just a bit over the side. I mean, some people are into that, I suppose, but
what kind of circus were you running?
Just look like not a good one, obviously, but I never got the chance. Okay, we'll find something else for you. Maybe you could sell the cotton candy.
Yes. Buy some sweeties. Maybe get a disease. Lovely.
As Jakarth goes to lay down after taking the strange concoction that Hera has put together.
Shoves it up his nose.
Inhale.
Give me a constitution save.
Ow. Somehow I've gained the disease. That's a 5.
5.
Do you die?
No, it was a very low DC. If you'd rolled a 1, then you probably would have gotten some of the vomit weed in your fingers as well. But no, with a 5, it doesn't really help with the nightmares. Yeah.
Just before I lay down, I'll go, maybe after all this is done, Hera, we can go and maybe find out more about yourself. If that is what you wish.
She just looks off a little.
Maybe. Sleep now.
I will.
Goes and watches.
Just next to him.
No, watches him sleep. Watches out for the bees.
I want to see if he's having nightmares.
You will now.
If Giacomo and Hera are watching out, are keeping watch, just give me a couple of perception rolls, please.
Oh, 13.
And nat 20 for 24.
20. With a 13, you feel like you're doing a very good job. You're keeping an eye out. Something moves. You look towards, see if it does it again. But it's a fairly uneventful night. And with a 20 on top of that, Giacomo, so you can see it's quite a dark night. There's stars kind of in the sky, but they don't seem to be casting too much light at this point. It's quite overcast, so the clouds are blocking out a lot of it. Sorry, cat fell off something.
That's Giacomo falling off the roof.
And the night passes, and you while away the hours until the morning. So you may all press the long rest button.
Hey.
My first question on my lips when I wake up is, why didn't the bees come?
Oh.
And
They come after you've had a nice long rest.
Inner bees. The
Where's
inner
the
bee
long
within.
rest button? Oh, there it is. Boop, boop, boop.
Stupid bees. The whole point was to come and... Now we have to explain this shit.
They come in the morning so that you get your long rest.
Wearing a cloak.
Giacomo, with your exceptional roll, it's getting towards the morning. You can see that the sun is rising in the distance, and you can see heading towards you from the south. So they kind of have to go over the river, but you can see that there's a flotilla of bees, and you kind of observe them in the distance, and they do this kind of link thing where there were about a dozen or so of them, and then you see one of them just land in the distance, and then another one flies a bit further, and then another one flies a bit further, and they do this kind of like communicative strand coming out of their main hive. The lead bee is carrying what looks like a bench, like a park bench, but the sides of it are overgrown with solidified amber into a little handle above. And one of the lead bees is just kind of gripping this. And sat in the seat is Tolopanru.
Oh.
And they kind of fly towards you, and the bee puts down the bench. They kind of spot you, and they put down the bench, and the bee just kind of lands and sits there idly, waiting for a...
I raise a hand in greeting.
My friends, it's good to see you.
It's good to see you too.
It was a fair lifetime ago for us.
Oh, apologies. We have much to tell you. If you, I mean, how do I explain this? This remains of this circus is mine, so you're more than welcome, friend. We'll gather the others, but please do make yourself at home. Is there anything? Well, obviously I don't eat, but is there anything we may offer you?
I've not really tried your food. What do you recommend?
You will enjoy candy floss. It is incredibly sweet.
I'm glad you continued after you.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
that sounds good.
I wake up like hugging Elchion slightly, having steps like clamps, like, oh.
That's the thing. It's sort of like I go in, wake up those two, and then like tap Hero on the shoulder who's been staring at the scarf and like, first of all, they're here. No. Second of all, we're making breakfast, so if you want to start sort of like stick head out, breakfast order or coffee. Do you all three want coffee or something?
Cheese omelette.
Cheese omelette. That I'll see what we can do.
Coffee would be good.
Yeah. That's the thing. I think I'm kind of like, I'll go see what I can rustle up. Also, it's also quite good for me to just have a look around, just sort of see. When I open a cupboard and someone's like, I've been in the cupboard the entire time, I'm like, hey, welcome to my circus.
Either an investigation roll, or if anyone's got proficiency with cook's utensils, then you may roll a intelligence roll with proficiency to represent that. Any takers?
No. I mean,
I can at least flavour whatever comes to breakfast as I would wish. So as long as it's not completely toxic, it'll taste all right.
Salt Bay.
Okay, 12 for Rex.
Non-natural 20 investigation.
Nice.
Things are coming back.
Yeah. You're starting to remember the kind of layout. Like, obviously you had to adapt the layout based on, the shape of the field that you'd taken over. And this one's more or less rectangular, kind of tapers, so it's a bit more like a trapezoid, really. But more or less, you've got the lay of the land, and you know how it would be laid out. So you find they tend to keep the odds and ends, like personal choice supplies in each caravan, but the majority of the food, for dinner and community meals, were largely kept in their own slightly larger caravan. So you managed to find the food vehicle, and raiding the cupboards, you find a variety of different foods, whatever breakfast you would like.
Again, I think omelette was mentioned, but also I mentioned candy floss. I think that might be like raiding the merchandise, but so I think when I do come back, it's with a weird mixture of food. It's like, oh, I've made an omelette, but there's also popcorn, candy floss, and candy apples. Like, there you go.
Tolopanro tries a little bit of everything. Tries the candy floss first because that's what you recommended, and kind of isn't really used to using their mouth because they mostly would consume nectar, that sort of thing, bee bread, but tries the candy floss, and Tolopanro's eyes just widen, even being kind of bee-like, multifaceted eyes. You almost kind of see the elven face that they're set in, just like, that is amazing.
I was hoping. I thought you might have a bit of a sweet tooth.
I am presuming that you've all chosen to be part of the telepathic network, by the way, because that is obviously how they would have to communicate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Polypandra seems to be buzzing now.
Hey.
He's got a toffee apple now, and is kind of trying to half use the pincers at either side of his mouth and part kind of try and chew.
Just break up a little flakes.
Bazinga.
Bazinga.
So, my friends, how can we help? I trust you have made advances in your search.
We have, yes, some quite good leads and some potential ways forward that would help reach the goals that we all are vying for, I believe. And I'm very glad that you were able to make it all the way here unhindered. Your network relay is quite extraordinary. Very good intuition.
Thank you very much. We try our best.
It may be best if Eltron, if you would do the honors of explaining the situations, as you are used to speaking to him already.
So, it's relatively quick to communicate all of this psionically as it is, but essentially, so we found our mutual enemy, and any assistance you might provide us in this regard will, as my friend Rex very cleverly suggested, be a strong feather in your cap. No, that's idiom. It will help to create strong diplomatic relations with the city itself. Now, if I provide you with this image, I will try and, insofar as possible, communicate what I saw from Ned when we were asking about castles and stuff. If you can help us pinpoint this exact location and perhaps give us a way of making a quick and stealthy ingress, we can take care of the problem and move forward in a harmonious way. I have contacted my people to try and assist you, so we are working in that regard, but I think it would be a solid movement. Sorry, this omelette, that's very strong.
It's halfling.
I took some of your cheese.
Oh, I see. That's why.
Apologies.
It's okay.
We definitely appreciate your help in championing our cause. Let me see whether any of our drones can locate this place. And you feel, as ever, you feel from the psychic link the sensation of being bathed in a large warm pool. And you can feel the expanse of it. You can feel almost like this body of water has no ends as they reach out to different corners. While we're searching, was the notebook helpful for you? Did J. Ryan?
Found Ryan's behind most of this. Jenny, I assume. Yeah. Sort of points sort of like the damage. She, there was a desire to buy a circus, and for whatever reason, this was the one that was chosen. Most of my people are either taken or dead. Obviously, I would like them returned, but I'm sure, as you may appreciate, I don't know, sort of the sorrow of losing a family is, well, to have gained a family and to lose it is quite a thing. Giacomo goes quiet again.
We understand loss. We lost a couple of our workers recently. They ventured too far. We didn't hear from them again.
My condolences.
Whereabouts was that, if you don't mind me asking?
Funnily enough, it was in roughly the direction that you have indicated you wish us to search. This,
No.
All of our problems stem from the same river font.
This Jen Ryan, you said that you followed up on some addresses in the book.
Indeed. There was a dentomancer, quite an interesting fellow.
Cute.
Might, if this person that you're looking for is using, as you say, a pseudonym, might they be under this pseudonym in the address book?
Interesting question.
Your wisdom exceeds expectations. Where's that book?
I don't remember who had it.
Oh, God, yes. Sorry.
You were sort of like gesturing, like, we need to find the book. It's very important. Why are you looking?
You've been taking notes in that book.
Yeah.
Oh, wrong. Oh, I've written over 3/4 of it. Let's have a look quickly.
As you flick through the book, it's not in any kind of order. As stated before, it was kind of in this post and pre, and you do find under the post section just the first name, just Trustum. And the address the address that you see is that of the Sword Coast Sanatorium.
Oh, goodness. This Jenny person seems to be quite a good purveyor of anything. And oh, would you look at that? I haven't heard this name before. Oh, wait, maybe I have. Trustum.
Yes.
Ah, we heard it yesterday. Yes, I've slept since
Name.
then. Trustum, yes. The first time I've personally ever heard that name. And Tony, obviously, is the surname of a common enemy. And I believe to be...
Antony's not written there, but you do assume.
Well, we were told there was Trustum and Tony by Ned, I believe, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I am making some big assumptions here, but it wouldn't be too far of a stretch to believe that this could be the Tony figure that we're after.
Where does it say he is?
Oh, the Sword Coast Santa. The Sword Coast Santana.
Sanitarium?
Sanatorium.
Santor. Yeah, what he said. The Sword. The code of. I give up.
You're a healer.
The Sword Coast
Rex.
Sanatorium.
You're doing a good job. Well done. Yes.
Sorry about that. My eyes are a bit blurry from waking up.
I was hired to heal, not
to read. I've had too much candy floss. My eyes are going mental.
I've just put them in my eyes. Well, obviously, if the sick are going there to be healed, And whatever they want the eyes for example, or the spread. Oh, God, he's just taken over a hospital. That's grim.
Now he brings down the wrath of me.
And your massive bull.
He's going to get pulled right out of that
hospital, Rex. Just call it a hospital.
Is that place in the Tower District?
Believe it is.
It's not a place I've frequented.
The face in the sky is nodding at me, yes. Thank you, Lord.
That was Tolapanro. Sorry to interject, friends.
No. We've
scouted out the area, and you all do get a bit of an image of if you will it. It's almost like you in your mind's eye imagine this pool, and you can almost see it reflected in the pool. What the workers are finding, they've kind of found this looming fortress. It appears to be a probably an older part of the city, a castle, but nowhere near as grand as Castle Never. Just this kind of minor fortress that appears to have been repurposed as a hospital. As you see through these eyes, you notice that there's been a grisly addition hanging over the archway. A string of bodies, each of them fused at the forearm, so that their arms ended in a bizarre concertina attached to another humanoid in a string just hanging across the arch.
Like one of those paper cutouts, but real.
Do we recognize any of them, or does anybody recognize anybody from any visions or anything they may have had, or memories?
Giacomo may certainly roll a history roll. I mean, everyone's welcome to roll a history roll, but the DC is certainly lower for some.
Very unlikely. Certainly see if there's anything I could think of.
I got a 3, but I think that's the thing. That the moment I see it, I'm like, no, I can't. I literally can't deal with this. I don't want to see. Mostly because there are 2 people I do not want to see up there, and so I just.
I got a 17.
17.
I rolled a 10.
I would say that it's unlikely any of you have seen these people.
Got a 19.
But what I will give you with your rolls is that their garb are the costumes of entertainers. They are flashy, they are bright, they are, look at me, notice me kind of costumes. None of them look Eltrion, like the acrobat you saw. And none of them look like the ringmaster.
Okay.
But they, clowns, horse riders, sword eaters. It's that kind of vibe you're getting.
I'm certainly not trying to hide.
Quite a statement, if anything. It's worrisome.
We should get there as soon as possible before they do anything to anyone else that Giacomo loves.
I only just got her back. I only just got her back and she's dead.
No. We don't know that yet, Giacomo. We need to go and find her.
I should have gone last night. I should have gone. I could have saved them. I could have saved them all.
Well, let's find out if that's true, shall we, Giacomo? By doing just that.
Thank you very much for showing us this, Tolibandro.
Do you require... We can certainly bring some more bees if you wanted an easier passage to this forsaken place.
Yes, please.
You watch as those of you with excellent eyesight, Jakarth and Rex, you can see in the distance off towards where the beehive is in the Beggar's Quarter, the string of bees that are relaying the message. Another couple of bees fly towards them, and they all kind of move up position until there's now 3 bees near you. The 2 bees that have now joined you don't have anything to carry you on as such, but they could if you could find something makeshift that they could carry, or you could try riding them.
Please.
I want to put a horse harness on one of them and try riding it.
Just get a bit of tent and we'll sit in it like a carry bag. And I don't know what that means. Yes, they can carry us in a bag or something. Or are they strong enough to lift the wagon itself, or maybe just the roof of it?
Probably not a wagon, but if there were smaller carts or...
What about a mirror? Then we'll be camouflaged from beneath.
There's another city flying up. I'd say that you'd be able to find, tricycles with dual seats, rickshaw kind of things for people who want to get around the carnival that are too posh to walk.
It's like an ET kind of moment, right?
How do I get left in a unicycle?
Eclipse.
And there's room for someone to sit alongside Tolapanro, so it could be kind of 2-2-2 in each B.
Oh, and then Hera, let's hop in this little this thing. I'll take the small seat. Little legs. Oh, something's sticking it. It's actually I can have the bigger one.
I will sit next to Tolipandro.
Okay. So yeah, you all find your seats and right, is everyone ready? We can make our move if you're comfortable.
Oh, give me just a moment, and after you, Giacomo. No, Giacomo was pretty catatonic, and then I think someone had to sort of shake him and go, we need to go. You know,
Listen, everybody, listen. What we're about to embark upon is new for many of us. Some of us will face great fears and great dangers, Giacomo. I know you have it in you. Keep your eyes at the level of your eye. Wait, what? No, what? Keep your eyes up and your sword daggers ready, okay? What you're about to embark on is dangerous, but you have a family here with us. You have Eltrion, you have Jakarth, you have myself and Hera, and these bees at your back. Your family may be devastated, but it is not gone. And that goes for all of you who have wandered alone, Eltrion. You are not alone in this. Hera, you know you have us. Jakarth and I, we have been on many adventures and we work well together. We will continue to do so. And I will use that to do my inspiring leader, so everybody gets 9 temporary hit points now.
Cool.
Lovely.
Anyone else? Oh, it's gone.
I was saying that was beautiful.
Yeah.
Anyone have anything that you want to do before you embark on your flight?
I think everything's been said, and very well said too, Rex. Father, friends. Let's tool up and ship out. Get your answers, Giacomo.
Hera just puts her hand on Giacomo's and... This will be hard for you. But we can do it.
I think that's why I've come back.
Exactly. It's your purpose now. Reborn stick together, if anything. You'll have me there.
Thank you, friend.
As you... Oh, sorry.
No, I was just going to as the old saying goes, if I hadn't known such riches, I could live with being poor. To have it and then to lose it again is quite a suffering. Are you...
What curse to bear? They won't understand.
If I survive this, then let's see if we can maybe find some answers for you one day. Hey? Yeah.
Not my turn yet.
We'll talk about it later, eh? Sort of like bump you with my head a little bit, just as sort of like, yeah.
Kook.
As you mount up, and those of you riding bees, as you in things that are being carried, you get this sensation. Like, the only way I can think to describe it is because you're sharing this mental link with the bees that are flying you, there are no surprises. There's no turbulence or anything that you're not expecting, because you are aware of every movement, every sensation in the wind as they fly. And so you find that you're almost able to react fluidly along with the ride, and it goes very smoothly. You fly on. Tolopanro taking the lead with I can't remember who sat with Tolopanro now. Yes, so Drakarth, you and Tolopanro in the bench, and the others kind of in V formation behind. You fly across, and you can see the various towers from above, just jutting out like jagged teeth from the cityscape below you, until you reach a corner of Neverwinter, where even the landscape seems to know that something dark is going on here. It grows sparse. The ground and the grass is sparse and grey and dead. The trees leafless, even though this should be a fairly verdant part of the city. You approach the fortress. You can see the grisly trophy decorating the entrance. You can see that it does only have the one entrance as well. Being a fortress, it wouldn't make sense to have multiple modes of ingress. But the one entrance is open, beckoning.
I also think, because now I've actually seen it, Hera sort of feels me, not sort of untensing, but when I'm like, they're not there. Okay. Right. Okay. I haven't completely failed, but
Just a little squeeze.
Yeah. I fear there might be worse things for them, but hope. Hey, hope.
We'll try.
We're doing this on the back of bees. I'm happy my girlfriend's not dead.
I mean, you're all telepathically linked, so
yeah.
Yay!
Yeah. Like yay emojis just being smashed.
Well, here's a good a spot as any.
The bees set down, those of them carrying various things, kind of gently place them down, and then land just behind. Tolopanro kind of indicates, this is as far as I can go, I'm afraid, my friends, but I hope that our support has aided you in your journey.
Will be remembered.
Yes.
Shared.
If we happen to find anything of your missing workers, we will inform you as soon as we are able.
We would appreciate that. Our lives are not so long that you need endanger yours.
May I also ask, do you have a ritual for your fallen? We're trying to show the due respect for those that we have lost. What would you prefer if we do find that they have fallen?
Bring back the eyes. Not for nectar, but that is the part of us that we believe our soul resides in. So we will ensure that there is a proper send-off.
Takes notes.
Also, it doesn't matter how long a lifespan of a creature is, all life is valued.
And the suffering should always be undone.
Again, we're just all nodding now, just like, yeah.
As we break away from the contact, I assume that's what's happening there.
Yeah, if you're kind of, there is a kind of maximum range, and they're going to get out of there as well. So
yeah, I don't know about all of you. Forgive me for saying this, Lord Cannonball. I would not be an unhappy man if I was lost within that network for a little longer. It's quite a thing, isn't it?
I'm impressed that you've changed so much, Father. There's a there's a great comfort. Yes.
You see why I spend so much time studying the ways of the mind. It's a hard thing to say goodbye to. Harder every time, but it's a pleasure to share it with you all.
Indeed it was. Now we're about to share whatever this is. Let's hope we are so aptly connected.
Hey,
Our
yourselves.
approach.
I will bond Eltrion, Giacomo, and Hera with my emboldened bond before going in.
Mm-hmm.
Are we sneaking in or going in all bows blazing?
Well, the door's open. I think that's as much information as we need to know.
Besides, I'm almost out of cheese.
Let's go get some more. And I pull out my shield and my mace.
Knives out.
I draw my bow, and as we go to walk through the gate, I just stare down on my hand and move my fingers a bit and just place my hand on my bow. Let's stop any more abominations being made.
Rah. I think.
And then we step on the landmine, and that was it.
Are you? So you're entering the fortress.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As you cross the threshold, it's very dark inside. There's no light, so you're kind of relying on the ambient light of the rising sun in the morning, and the your own kind of dark vision. Those of you who have it, you pass an area that appears to be a kind of waiting room or reception sort of area, and directly beyond it is a set of doors that appear to be locked.
Do we want to go through those doors?
I would say
Yes.
so.
Makes the most sense.
Hold on.
You want me to try them, or are you feeling lucky, my friend?
I mean, I'm happy to give you. Again, I have a weird knowledge of like how to do this, but this might be better for you because you actually.
In terms of unlocking things, I'm going to leave that to you. But if you want me to give a little push on it from a distance and see if we're setting up any traps, I don't mind.
I mean, I've already died once, you know.
I can assist you if you wish.
I mean,
Giacomo.
I think that would I'd sort of like, again, sort of handing you things, sort of like pick. Yeah.
Sleight of hand, either you can both roll or one of you with advantage.
I will give Giacomo advantage, as I will be pointing him in the direction of which tools to use, and your memory's getting good at this. Just keep like that. Yep. Okay, brilliant.
Okay, so first one was a 13, and I was like, and I think that's the point where you say your memory's coming back, yeah, and then suddenly it's 25.
Mm-hmm. You push past, the initial frustration, and then almost like your memory slotting into place, something clicks in the lock, and you have unlocked the door. Nothing happens yet.
Kind of gesture to Shakaf, like step back. Gesture to your own hand.
I'd like to pick up a bit of. Is there any sort of dirt or dust or anything on the ground?
There's plenty of dust and dirt.
Yeah, there were pebbles and stuff. And I'm going to stand back, and they're noticing that Giacomo and Jakartha kind of stood away from the immediate area. Just put the mage hand through and just start sprinkling grit and stuff on the floor in case we're setting off any glyphs and what have you.
Nothing flashes up.
Just give it a little nod, like seems to be okay.
Again, sort of silently, sort of put up the hand. Just is it a push? Is it a
yeah,
knob
it's like a push.
Yeah, I sort of like just point the hand and like, can the hand push. Door.
Just gonna establish psychic contact anyway and be like, yeah, I'm with you, and try and open the door with my mage hand from max range.
Remind me what everyone's passive perceptions are.
20 now.
20, 24,
11.
25, sorry.
12.
11, 12,
14.
14. I would say because Giacomo is right next to the door, you're included in this as well. Hera and Eltrion, you're a little bit too far away. You get something on. There's a slight breeze as you open the door. You catch something on the breeze, but it's not that strong. But Rex, Jakarth, and Giacomo, you are hit by this stench of decay, disease, excrement, both human and animal. Just this horrible wave of filth just kind of invades your nostrils.
Yeah. Okay.
My heart breaks for whatever has been done here.
This is not an honourable place.
It's not one we should tarry in for long.
Do you head in? Oh.
Yeah.
Cover your noses with something materialistic to help block. Hera, if you have any herbs to help mask the scent of decay and rot.
Are we all rocking cool scarves now? Just
pull up.
Team Scarf.
Team Scarf.
I give like mint leaves and lavender just to anyone who wants some for their scarves.
Just to help the stench.
I'll shove the mint leaves up my nose and then I'll pull up a scarf, a circus-looking scarf that I may or may not have taken from one of the caravans to sort of honour Giacomo.
Rex takes off his plague mask and just puts it on really slowly.
Shoves some mint leaves.
That was supposed to be intimidating, Hera.
I'm super scared. Well done.
I've got a leaf sticking out.
You can still be intimidating and smell like mint.
I'll put some lavender into this yellow silk scarf. Yes. It's next to useless in terms of actually blocking. It's completely decorative, but nonetheless, the willingness is there. The lavender helps.
And then I think Rex, as long as people would let him shield out, would go in first.
As you cross the threshold, the corridor that you enter has chambers on either side. They're kind of chambers that are intended for observation of the occupants. So they've got low walls and then bars like cages up. It looks like once upon a time they had been fitted so that they weren't as impressive as a literal kind of jail cell. They look like maybe at some point they had some amenities that made them more comfortable for the occupants, but those seem to have been stripped out. Occupying each of the rooms are a mixture of creatures, and for the benefit of our players and those at home, I'm not going to go into too much depth, but a mixture of creatures and humans who appear to have been the recipients of some of Antoni's less desirable attentions, as well as some of them appear to be in the latter stages of the plague, covered as they are in pustules that have grown into eyes. There's one body, as you look past it, who is wearing a red tuxedo and a top hat. And every bare inch of flesh is just covered in buboes, some of which have hatched into eyes.
I think I can't resist sort of like stepping forward slightly and again pulling down the mask. Hi, boss. I don't know if you can remember me, but I'm sorry. I'm gonna find her. I'm going to save her. I promise. I'm going to make you proud of me.
The figure stirs but doesn't get up. Doesn't appear to be really responding, and it's difficult. The eyes kind of lazily trace circles but don't fix on your location.
Pat Giacomo on the shoulder and then walk past. Can I reach this individual?
They are right at the other end of the cell, kind of huddled against a corner.
He may be too far gone, but I do possess the magic that cured me.
I don't want you to waste it if the others need it. But he was my father figure. He took me.
I have enough for everybody. Let me see if I can do this one thing. It is not only going to show us if it's possible, but it could restore him. But I make no promises. Eltron, would you do the honors of opening the cell door?
Do what I can. Was it open to the touch, Sean, or was it?
There is a padlock locking the individual in.
Cool. I will.
Do you want to?
Yeah.
Roll me a sleight of hand. With advantage if someone is helping.
I pat him on the shoulder and give him guidance as well.
I will also. I mean, I'm very upset, but I will try and give you assistance. Yeah.
Plus.
I'll be stood behind with an arrow notch just in case.
Yeah, that's a dirty 20 then.
Dirty 20 is enough. Yeah, you with a little bit more kind of finesse, you manage to pick this lock and.
This is freeze water, snappy.
I think that hadn't fully. I was like, yeah, I'm headed. Oh, okay, that's how you're doing it.
Yeah. So you fill this lock, and it's a bit more of a sturdy lock than you've previously used, but you just kind of. It's large enough that it can contain quite a substantial amount of water, and you freeze it. It expands, and the lock pops.
Do you remember his name, Giacomo?
It is Giacomo, isn't it?
It's Giacomo.
Yeah, it's Giacomo.
This one's Giacomo too. Very well. And I will slowly approach.
I don't know if he created the coats or he named himself after the coats. Maybe that's the business.
As you're talking behind me, I just slowly walk in.
Yeah. I'm always sort of like talking to myself and like, I've got a lot of questions.
So my right hand begins to kind of glow with this divine energy as I'm clenching my fist, and it pours out of all the cracks in my fingers. And as I approach, you'll hear me mutter a prayer and say, Lord Kalimvor, if this child of yours is due to pass, then take him now. Take him to be judged for all he has done, and take him into your arms. If, however, his fate, and I start to put my hand down, is not yet done, then let your blessing fall upon him and cleanse his soul and body of this curse. And I place my hand directly against where I imagine his head is, and I cast Remove Curse.
As you cast the spell, you watch as the eyes start to shrivel and shrink, and he's left with an immensely pockmarked frame. His neck has more or less disappeared in the ravages of the bloat, but you watch as one by one the plague leaves him. However, as you do remove the eyes, the vitality goes from him as well. It seems like the curse, while also incapacitating him, was extending his life, and Kalimvor takes him.
I think as the curse is going, I dash over, sort of hold his hand, sort of trying to get there and go, we've got a lot to explain. I'm going to find out. I'm going to save her. I promise. I promise, boss. Okay.
I'll use like spare the dying and stuff to try and slow it down enough for him to be able to speak to him.
You do get a very faint squeeze. He doesn't have a lot of strength, but there's understanding there.
Make you proud.
Giacomo.
I look away and look at the other cages to see if there is anything that resembles the description of the woman in any of them.
Eldrin says, sorry, just briefly. It just says something very briefly in Elvish, which, if anybody speaks, would translate to go softly to the embrace of the Dark Maiden. And it just stands there silently.
Give me an investigation roll.
Can I assist as well?
You may.
Yeah.
Roll with advantage.
Yeah.
I rolled a dirty 20 twice.
Dirty 20 twice. 2 dirty 20s. You look into each of these cells, and it's quite easy to see the inhabitants because it's kind of fairly low and then mostly bars to look in. There are a few others that appear to be not stirring in various stages of the plague, or with this kind of mutations, body parts that aren't theirs that appear to have not survived the process and kind of been left there. You do not find anyone that matches the description, but you're fairly safe in the knowledge that you've kind of looked down, this, and there was another corridor with kind of an adjoining hallway, and you kind of look up and down that as well, and you're fairly certain that that if she's here, she's not in this section.
Any of them look like bees or bee parts.
You do not see anything that looks like bee parts. One of the most notable things that you find is a dead beholder. Its central eye is missing. A few of its eye stalks have been severed, but it is lying there, and it doesn't seem to be with us. It also doesn't seem to be afflicted by the plague.
What is this crazy man doing? Perfects his cure once and then feels the need to do it more and do it with other creatures and create more abominations. Why is he being allowed to get away with this? Why has nobody in Neverwinter done anything to stop him?
That's why we're here. Remember that.
Stop him we will. We will not let him escape, not again.
No more.
No more.
Also, as I stand up, having held Giacomo's hand, as I look down, in my hand there's a small trinket, because as part of my phantom thing, I get a trinket of the dead, really. So it has various things, but now I get advantage on Constitution, death saving throws, and I get to basically. I know. Now, I mean, I've talked to Scarlett about this. There's something else I can do with it, which I might do if I survive. I want to have one last conversation, but sure. What would you think that would look like a trinket of a soul?
I think it's probably going to be something that reminds you of your previous life, of your life with the carnival. The thing that I'm thinking is like a little bell, like one that you might have on the end of a bell or a whistle, whichever you'd prefer.
I think a whistle's quite sweet. Okay. Yeah, and that sort of flash of Giacomo original in the center of the ring, big show, and then happiness and like a real sense of happiness and like community sweeps into me and then sweeps out of me again as I look down as kind man, this man I loved, you know, he was incredible. He took me in. He helped me, and I think Alan had anger issues that he got over, not completely, but you know, a gentleness with the animals and the love of family, you know, and yeah, and I think now that joy is a bit like with Giacomo, you know, it's turning to fury and no more.
Giacomo, as you were searching around, you found another set of doors that led further into the fortress, which you believe would be the most likely place to find Chirok.
This way.
Do you
doorway over there?
Do you all follow?
No more.
You're going to follow me no more, or
no? We're.
This happens no more.
Yes, I agree.
There is a limit.
I'm gonna be holding one of my dandelions in my fingers and just be like, like a little talisman.
Are you trying to call the Grave Mother, or
just trying to get a little comfort from it? Just like naturally, this is horrible, and there's a lot of death and corpse, and just holding it.
You are very comforted by the feel of plants. You feel more at home when you've got plant and vegetable matter. That so it definitely does comfort you.
Mm-hmm.
As we walk towards the door, I just look to Giacomo with my shield and mace out, like combat ready. Oh, I wonder if there's any unregistered reborn down here. Getting son of form. I give him a wink.
Giacomo actually laughs. I mean, you know, my words escape me, Father, but maybe. Well, I think we've had a good run, haven't we?
We have.
Sort of nod and pat on the shoulder. Right, let's look around. Right, shall we?
Let's.
As you head through these double doors into a antechamber and then through another set of doors, you emerge out into a large hallway. Must be 100 foot wide, double that long, at the end of which a makeshift throne of piled up rubble, looks like tables, desks, chairs, sat at the top of which is a large figure with a beard, balding, grey, little spectacles. Ah, Eltrian, it's been too long. Welcome. That is where we will pick up next time.
It's gonna be intense.
Eltrian was like, I don't know you.
Right. So,
wow.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for that intense, heartbreaking tragedy. I think is fair to assess that one.
Yeah.
If you enjoyed tonight, and why wouldn't you? These are some of the most talented people that I've ever had the pleasure to work with. We play every Monday and Tuesday. So this show is on Tuesdays from 6 p.m. GMT. Other time zones are available. We play on Monday as well, which it's Niall's show. The Eternal Army. Yes. Which is also on handily at 6 p.m. GMT. Other time zones are also available. And you can join us on Friday, again, 6 p.m. GMT, for Talk Together, where we talk to various TTRPG players, DMs, all of the lovely folk that you have grown to love so much watching us this past year and a bit. All of our shows are streamed at twitch.tv/rolltogetherrpg, and you can find all of our content archived at youtube.com/rolltogetherrpg. There are also podcast versions of all of our shows available everywhere, so you can just search Roll Together RPG and let us know if you have any trouble. massive thank you to our D20 Club on Patreon. There will be a link in chat now, and do join them. Do send us money, because it helps us to make all of this fantastic content and all of the heart-wrenching emotional journeys that our players have been on. A big thank you again to our sponsors, Hero Forge, Ultra Pro, Elderwood Academy, our supporters D&D Beyond, Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms, Warriors of Waterdeep, and Level Up Dice. And don't forget, we are all over the socials as Roll Together RPG. So thank you for watching, and we will welcome you back next week for the final episode of the Viscous cycle.